start this baby up. So, where we left off last, 3 months ago, the
Or
party,
more.
living and deadish, were all reunited in the ethereal realm. While searching for the man with the cure for the Walking Dead illness, they find the spirits of Mr. Whiskers and the mage from the IAU, who are looking for a way back into the material plane.
Yo.
And afterwards, you guys end up finding the high elf Bud Piffling in a cabin upon a sheer cliff, who tells you where to find the last two ingredients for the cure, which were the ectoplasm and eyeballs from a weeping wolf. How funny.
Interesting.
So, before we go to the lab to initiate that, we are going to try catching up with our friendly neighborhood paladin slash druid
thing
in the forest. So,
he's a just skull fellow.
So where we last left off, Paladin Morgak was being assisted by a gentleman by the name of Sol, who, for if you guys remember, is the god of light and
we do.
happy dancing songs. Yep.
And
Happy,
the
happy,
Dynasty
happy.
of Grey songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
God music light.
you currently have regained a bit of strength, Morgak, so you are able to walk on your own. Sol has been leading you a few miles now into the thick of the forest to talk to his sister, Lorthel, and sort of give you a update on why you are here. Do you have any questions for him?
None that I can think of, honestly.
Fair enough. So,
Right, I was in a place, and now I'm in a new place.
pretty much.
What happened to my companions?
Sol turns slightly as he's walking, and he says, "Your friends are in a safe place, for now. They are unharmed, and they are more or less healthy.
Unharmed.
Unharmed?
Physically,
I have no reason
yes.
to distrust this person, so...
We're talking Ryder right now.
You know what?
I don't think
I'm curious. Can I roll an insight?
Yeah, sure.
Seems legit.
Yep, seems legit. Totally telling the truth.
And it's a god of bards, so he'd have expertise in like deception anyway.
And it's a god, anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, so no, that's like a bonus of plus 30.
Give or take.
So, as he leads you deeper into the forest, you finally come to a slight clearing in the center, and off to the left-hand side, you notice a giant head sticking out of the ground of the forest, whose depiction is very, very similar to that of the god Lorthel. Or goddess Lorthel, I should say. And Sol points up to the statue and is like, "My sister would like to speak with you." He lifts up his hand, pointing towards the statue.
Alright.
That one, yep.
Approach the statue.
Okay. As you approach the statue, the ruined head begins to come alive. The head shakes free of all the vines around it, and the mouth starts to grind open, releasing dust and dirt into the air. And
It's all over your face. Kind of cough a little.
Her eyes kind of like flutter open, and you see like this green, deep green glow from the pupils of the eyes look down towards you, and she says that you did. No. No, she says she says that she brought you here with as much strength as she could, and she needs to show you something very important. So she kind of like nods to Sol, and Sol leads you to a nearby pool of water. Could be maybe about like 4 feet deep. You're not entirely sure. And Lorthel says just to look into the pool of water.
Morgak approaches and looks into the water.
And as you do so, the water begins to shimmer into a mirror, and the mirror shimmers into a sort of like moving image that you can see. And in that image, you see a young orc in chains with a hooded figure standing over him holding a grimoire. The figure begins to whisper an incantation. You can't really make out what it's saying, but as the figure starts to talk and whisper this incantation, the orc's skin all begins to sizzle and burn. And on his arms and legs and entire like chest, there are strange scars that begin forming all over his body. The figure then finishes the incantation and leans towards the orc's head, yanking his hair back with one hand, bringing it close to his face. And he says, "Now your father will know my pain when he took everything away from me. I will make sure his friends also feel the same heartbreak as I did." And he throws the orc's head into the ground, hitting it very hard, and then closes his book, turns around, and walks through jail cell, and the metal bars slam behind him.
Ugh,
Nasty.
boy.
Lorthel says, you need to know what Dagon Vor is capable of, and there's something else you need to see. So the pool shimmers again, disappears, and is replaced with another image. But that's something I'm going to let you know about, Morgak, and leave the rest of the party in the dark, because I like doing stuff like that.
Okay. All right then. Keep
Yeah.
your secrets.
So we're going to leave that, and we are going to go to the chem lab here.
Oh, oh. What?
Oh well.
Right.
Oh, you forgot about that. Yeah.
Totally
I
forgot
totally
about
forgot
this.
about that.
Yes.
Yeah, we have all that, and we've got my...
I do approve the message, though. I'm just going to take that out.
Not the gramophone. No.
All right. So right now, you guys are in the chem lab.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just woke up from a fairly restful sleep, for the most part.
Oh god, the smell.
Yeah, the putrid smell of body odor and skunk
Yeah, Christian probably
is
did not
kind of
sleep
yeah.
there.
No. It's very smelly. But yeah. Mr. Whiskers comes up to you, Oust, and he kind of like points to his satchel that he's got slung to his side.
Oh god, the smell just got worse.
Well, he's a ghost, but he's also able to procure some goods as well. Because, well, he carries around his corpse, so what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean by the smell.
So, inside the satchel, with his corpse, is about 3 to 4 vials of this, like, greenish-brown liquid. Small vials, but he's just like, these could be worth something in the real world. I'm just going to borrow some.
Why did you show me this?
Do you want one?
I don't need one, no.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
So he just like closes up his satchel and just kind of looks around and then just skitters off with the satchel.
An oust as in sir, or?
Sir Oust,
sir.
yeah.
Okay. No, I don't need one.
All right. We're going to say the rest of the party is awake as well. Where do you think Hiv Sam was sleeping? I'm assuming just outside.
Yeah, outside on some, place grassy and, comfortable enough to be able to.
Well, unfortunately, there is no grass. It's mostly just variety of like hard, sharp, pointy rocks and dirt.
Dirty this, then.
Yeah.
Sounds like home.
Yeah.
Morgak just flops down.
Yeah, it doesn't have a crick in his neck at all from sleeping on a giant boulder. It's their form of,
It's like the cats
Ethan.
that you see sleeping in extremely like uncomfortable looking position.
yeah, pretty much. You just like splayed on top of a sharp boulder. All his limbs just kind of like flailed off to the side. He's snoring
I haven't
loudly.
slept this good since my childhood.
That's a nice boulder.
Wait, I broke this boulder forever ago. Boulder!
How you doing? How are the kids?
You do not speak primordial, sadly.
Sadly.
Angry rock noises.
Pretty much.
My name is Boulder Montoya. You killed my boulder, father. Prepare to die.
Just like
Continue
rolls on
on.
top of you.
Good times. Walks away.
Yes. What have we got?
Alright, so the two who are outside, I'm assuming Morgak and Hifsam.
And normal oust.
And Normal Oust. Get you to roll a perception, please.
Perception.
Throw a normal oust in there. Click.
Not bad.
Not bad. Nope.
Not bad at all.
Okay. We're gonna say that Hifsam and Oust, you guys notice some movement in the village, off in the distance. It's very quick, sort of like black shadows that are like running in and around that area, and you see some fire and smoke coming from the village.
Ah, shit. This
Is
early in the morning.
Sam still wearing the mask?
Yeah, that's the question.
It has worn off. It would have been 24 hours by now. Or, not 24 hours. It would have been used
Enough
up by now.
time.
Enough time.
Yeah,
for it to-
Pearson is massaging his cheeks because it
yeah.
hurts so much
They're
from
very
the
stiff.
from the
Painful smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Should we alarm the other folks about this?
Probably.
We saw something strange.
Town seems to be burning over there, Morgak.
Everyone in it is a ghost. Does it really matter?
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe
sure if
ghosts
this
can
is a
burn, I
regular
have no idea.
occurrence or not. And, given my mother's ghost is there, it's kind of more pressing to me.
Alright.
We should probably go there.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Only issue is climbing back down.
We can fly down. Maybe.
Float, technically, can't we?
Yes.
We're ghosts, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Except for Oust and Awin, who are going to be following. It was Sir Oust and Awin. So,
Yeah.
what we could do is, like, you guys could try to float down, if you're able to do so safely. Sir Oust and Awin can spend the time trying to catch up later.
Yep. Pretty much that.
Let's-
Okay.
What is the roll to float down?
Arcana?
We're going to go with a dexterity.
So just straight dex check or
Yeah.
dex save?
We're
Say-
going to do straight dex check.
Mm,
Because you're going to try and fly down, or at least float. So we're going to see how good
True.
you are at, like, maneuvering in the air.
Night Crimson comes
Hey.
the Ride of the Valkyrie. Na 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 na.
Yeah, flies like a rock. It's about accurate.
All right.
I don't
So-
have my boots of flying, do I?
No.
sadly.
No.
Sadly, no.
Figured
The
I'd
first
ask.
one is
So we're going to say Oust makes it down quite easily. It's like he's a complete natural when it comes to floating in the middle of the air.
It's because I didn't have a life to begin with.
Oh, so sad. But anyway.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So, yeah, Oust,
Or
you
get
float down,
skydives.
like, very easily. Hifsam, you find a little bit of difficulty, but you're able to correct your course well
Yeah,
enough
both
that you
Crimsons.
land fairly close to Oust. Morgak, on the other hand, basically falls
Breaks
like a
it
rock.
down.
Yeah, he's like a brick. So he tries to maneuver as best he can, but he actually ends up slamming into a tree and hitting a couple branches on the way down.
It's a ghost tree.
No damage, but your pride has been bruised significantly.
I meant to do that.
Yeah, right.
The tree cushioned my fall.
Already moving past them to the city.
Okay. So
My friend, you should be more careful.
No.
the village, which area are you going to approach from? Are you going to approach from the south, east, or west side of the village?
Give me an overview of how things are looking.
So as you're approaching the city, you notice a few figures. Actually, I'll get you guys to roll for perception. See how well you get this.
I might have tunnel vision right now. Oh,
Nope,
nope.
apparently not.
Nope. Fully on his A game right now, apparently.
This was the normal Crimson.
Yeah.
You can select which you're posting at the bottom of the chat box.
Yeah, but it's... Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Pain in the ass, but it can work.
we're going with normal Hivsam or
Okay.
Ritter. Yeah.
It's this way. I can go.
Okay. So
see
yeah,
anything?
we'll say like Ritter and Oust were able to determine that the village is being attacked by giant wolves with a ton of eyes around their faces and bodies.
Oh,
Damned
boy.
convenient. And they're
Mine
attacking
got-
the ghosts?
From what you can see, the wolves are dragging people from into the street and attacking them.
Oh.
Yeah.
You should help the citizens.
No, immediately going to wherever my mother's ghost was. That high.
Okay.
Yep.
So that means you are going to be approaching from the west side of the village. Are you guys going to follow Oust, or are you guys going to attack from all sides?
Definitely gonna follow us.
Yeah, let's...
Because I did not see anything.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we're going to say like Hivsam and was trying to help you out of the tree, and you're being very awkwardly stuck in it, and it took a little bit more time than it should have. But that is that there. So you guys are approaching from this direction. Hivsam, I'm going to get you to choose which guy you're going to be using in combat if it comes to that.
Okay, so basically I have both
Same
characters, but I can only use one, or only one.
Yeah, we'll have both characters, but you can use one and I'll control the other one, sort of like a NPC.
Ah, okay. Wait, I can switch in mid-game which one I can control.
Yeah.
Or not.
I would say pick one, and then I'll control the other
Okay.
one.
I'll give you the normal.
Not gonna have Lothar forever after all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll control regular Hivsam and then Lydia myself. All right. So as you guys approach from the west, you spot one of these wolves biting the arm of an elderly elvish woman. And as it's biting her arm, you notice that the arm starts to fade.
Yeah, it's
And she's
very
screaming
not
out.
good.
She's screaming for help. And you also sort of like see some other wolves off to the side that are doing the same to a few other ghost villages, as well as this very large one that seems to be dining on someone right now.
Mm.
For the eye!
I guess we're getting into combat.
Yeah, looks like we are.
All
Initiative, peoples.
So let me pop that up here.
Wrong house
Okay.
got dragged out.
I forgot we
Actually-
technically do have ghost weapons.
Yes,
We do.
You do have ghost weapons.
I'm gonna switch out this oust for the other oust, if I can. No, can't. Blast it.
Wait, what? How? Oh, okay. The other one wasn't meant.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at it like,
That, ha! I can do it.
God, what are these rolls for me?
And then put oust there. Perfect. Okay, now things are working.
Cool.
And I go into initiative and I click it. 7.
There we go. All right, so we're all in order here. Okie dokie.
Yeah. Also, why is my health at 11? It's not 11.
Should not be.
Yeah, it should not be. That's supposed to be 46.
All right, let's get the danger music going.
Save. There we go.
Okay. So, first up are the Weeping Wolves. So, we're going to say this one is going to roll to bite the lady. She is prone, and it is a nat 20.
Oh boy.
Dead. Dead. It's a poor civilian.
Yeah, that is a very, very dead ghost. Pun
She's
not
got like
intended.
4 hit points.
So, as the wolf bites hard into her neck, it seems to break open her neck, and this black viscous liquid pours out, and the wolf just kind of absorbs it into its mouth, and the entire body turns into this viscous liquid, and it gets sucked into her, into the wolf. And the body just disappears.
Oh.
And as it does so, you notice that its black fur begins to liquefy into that ectoplasm, and it grows slightly larger and stronger.
Oh
Gets
boy.
a little bit more muscle, a little bit more teeth, a little bit more eyes start popping out. The eyes on its side of its fur all look directly at you guys, and it turns. This one is going to go ahead and roll for clawing. 13 damage. Yeah, that guy is definitely gone.
If it hits, they pretty much die.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to say all the wolves are finishing off their meals here.
Mein Gott.
So all the ones they dragged out into the street are now eaten, and they all grow slightly larger as a result. So we're just going to go ahead and just...
Hey, that's a nice one. Psychic damage.
It fears them, and they can't move them.
Kidoki. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and skip those guys on to Ritter. Oh, another thing I should probably add.
He
to
charges.
here. I'm gonna add turn, and I'm going to add turn.
He charges.
Let's do it
He
then.
swings.
Okay, so you charge directly at the
Misses.
wolf?
No, I infuse my blade with the energy and
The
So which one is-
mightiness.
This one's closest.
yeah,
Everyone's
let's
dead,
protect the
so you
casters.
can
First
attack.
charges is into the wolf and yells some strange battle cry in his language. And
As
he
Ripsack
hits
does.
it.
Ich ein Berliner.
Deliner?
Dinner. Yeah, lunch dinner. Dinner.
He wants a meal. I understand.
Yes. Okay.
Hold up.
So, are you gonna swing and then try and hit him?
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
Okay, my for some odd reason it does not.
Oh, there you go. Uber Ghost Sword.
Twice and 1d6 extra damage. The first.
So the first hits, the second does not.
And he needs to roll the wisdom save against.
The speller be frightened.
Yeah. Against 14.
against that. Okay. So I'm pretty sure these guys. Okay, yeah. So the wolf. It doesn't seem to have any effect on the wolf in regards to the frightening ability that you have. It's standing its ground perfectly fine. But it does take the hit for the first attack that you did.
Okay, so it has immunity to
that's
fear
sorry.
at least.
So 11,
Or it's saved.
11 plus 4?
Yeah, 11 plus 4.
Okay.
11 ghost and 4 psychic.
Okay. So you hit it with your ghost sword. You're able to do 11 damage, but the psychic damage doesn't seem to have any effect on it either.
And it's immune to psychic then. Oh, okay.
Maybe
They
it's
are
just
immune
not
to
showing it.
magic.
Maybe.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
That's all. Yep.
Okay. All right, Oust.
This is a really, really nice cluster here.
Mm-hmm.
A really nice cluster. So, gotta say, gonna quicken a fireball real quick to make it a bonus action and throwing it over here. So, 20-foot radius should hit all of them. There, there, there. I will roll damage. Fireball. That guessed at 3rd level.
Oops.
That is good damage.
Aye.
Here I am
Considering
trying to...
half is... Yeah,
Right, that's what I want.
good
Okay.
damage.
So we are going to say that... I'm going to need this to
Wait,
be
DC
red.
11. What? It's supposed to be a DC 16.
What's happening is it doesn't look like it's had your charisma modifier to that.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
roll
Roll 20 is being
yeah.
finicky.
All right, so this
No,
whole
it went
area...
through and it changed some things, so you might have to go into the spell itself and say, hey, this is add charisma to save.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to see if these guys get a dodginess to that. Start with the little guy. So DC, you said of 16?
Yeah, DC 16.
Okay, and... Alright, so this one manages to jump. We're going to say onto this roof here as the fire comes and hits it. The other two aren't able to move in time.
So they get very singed.
Yes. So 35 divided by 2 for him. Okay. Yeah. And then this guy's going to take 35. Wow, my brain is not working today. I used to be able to do math in my head, but now I'm old and fogey. Okay. There we go. And then this one.
Forgot how many damn spells this guy has.
All right.
Like so many cantrips.
Anything else you want to do? Do you want to move at all?
Well, I have my normal action as well, since I used a bonus action to cast that. So this guy gonna go with Firebolt.
Okay.
That's a miss.
Well, right now he is in front of... Yeah.
In that case, I'd probably just step to here.
Yeah, I would. You got a better angle at him. So you casted 11, but the wolf easily ducks out of that.
Okay, that's fine. That's my turn then. I'd move back over here after that and finish.
Okay.
Cycle back to the wolves. Also,
Alright.
did normal Rivsam do a thing? Didn't you say you were
He's
going to
at the
control
bottom
him?
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are going to be after Morgak. I'm just going to give them a number so they actually follow suit.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I'm going
Anger
to-
machine online.
Pretty much. Move here. Rage. Hit this son of a gun.
Okay.
That's a flanking.
Are you shitting me? Second attack.
You.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. The thing is, flanking doesn't work on these guys because they have eyes all over their body. They see
Okay,
they see
reckless.
this stuff coming from a mile away typically. So yeah, both attacks miss. In fact, when
no, I'm-
Wait.
Oh.
The 17.
If it's not advantage at all, then I would go reckless for the advantage anyway.
No, they both miss. Yeah, the 17 misses.
No, but I'm saying if I do reckless then.
But
Because I
yeah,
was unaware of the flanking not giving advantage.
yeah. So if you went reckless, then that would fix it.
Yeah.
So, hit them.
At least one hits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably the bottom.
the bottom one will hit.
At 15 damage.
15 damage to the wolfie. Okay.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
That's something.
Okay.
Something indeed.
Okay. So Morgak, you done?
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right.
Okay,
So
so-
regular Hivsam. Let's see what you want to do. Go to your spells. Do.
He's just regular
I can
Hipset.
only assume that he's gonna want to be using them black tentacles or hunger. of
Ooh,
Hell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants to test a new spell.
All right. What do we got?
Ooh, this is Skyrim music.
So he's gonna aim for the two wolves in the center as well, because this will be a square. So things are on fire, and then squirmy tentacles come out and start grappling these guys. So it has a 20-foot square radius on the ground that you can see within range. You're gonna have to move a bit to do that. So we're gonna say that you move about next to him. Next to yourself, I should say. Okay. And then when it enters for the first time, it must do a dex save or take bludgeoning damage and be strained. Okay. Coolio. Start here. So that whole area now is covered in black, darking, writhing tentacles. And fire. But the fire gets snuffed out from those tentacles, I'm going to say.
Or they are burning and slapping people.
Burning and slapping people.
Question:
Wonderful.
What does Writer think of that spell?
Was ist das?
Was ist los?
Wunderbar.
He does have a certain hatred of a character,
Yeah.
enemy, fellow.
So, Owen is
Yeah, I mean-
going to do what Owen does best, and she's going to try a dexterity to hop and jump
She's going to knife
onto
her.
the
Oh, she came
roof
back.
here. No, I'm playing for her until she gets back.
Okay.
Or until she gets here, I should say.
Okay.
So we are going to have her do a dexterity roll because she needs to get on top of that building. Okay, yeah, she usually reaches the top of the building. And she goes to attack this fella.
Yes, it's
She's
already
gonna
burned.
knife him.
Knife to meet you. Uh-huh.
Gonna be nice and shanky.
So usual, Owen.
She's gonna try shocking grasp, actually.
Oh, even more usual then.
Yeah.
That's Owen.
That's Owen.
What a
Ooh.
shocking introduction!
That is unfortunate.
And she shocks herself.
The wolf easily dodges that, unfortunately. And she messes up so badly that it gets to counterattack that, because that is a critical fail.
Oh boy.
So,
Jance, we gotta start rolling better.
alright.
I'm fine. No.
So, the
For
eyes...
now.
All the eyes fixate on Awen, and they all start to glow this red sort of like glow inside all the eyes. And
Oh,
she
boy.
starts to kind of daze a little bit. We're going to see if she makes her save.
Keep in mind she is an elf, so she has advantage against being charmed.
Oh,
if this
isn't
counts
a-
as a charm.
Uh,
And
Oh.
there is, well,
Ugh, I am rolling very bad for her.
he has advantage.
1 in 400. Come
So,
on.
20.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got a 20.
Now, is this... Let me just read up on this. Hold on. I'm going to do some quick research on here. I'm
On
pretty
what
sure
qualifies
this is a charmed effect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Cuz I think I went through this with Morgak.
Yeah, Fey ancestry. Yeah. So,
Oh, we all have that. Except
and if it's
Morgak.
something about putting people to sleep, then
Yeah.
she's just up and immune to that.
No, it's not putting her to sleep, that's for sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Apparently. Yeah, it actually doesn't count.
What?
So your character is charmed by the target and feels drawn to them. However, they're also frightened and feel the need to keep a distance. This causes them to keep a close eye on the target, but still stay away from them. So basically, they kind of like offset each other. She doesn't want to go near it, but she also wants to like keep an eye on the target. So it is kind of like a fear effect where it's like, I don't want to be near this thing right now.
Still has the charm component though, so that part would get negated.
Fear, being the stronger effect, takes precedence. The
Mm,
frightened condition prevents a creature from willingly moving closer to the source of the fear.
how far does the paladin aura extend? It's
I believe it's only 10 feet until.
Yeah, 10 feet.
yeah. Nope. If she was closer, it'd be fine. But
Yeah,
no.
some charm
Sadly.
effects simply say you are charmed, but this one doesn't say that. So she
Isn't there
Yeah,
way
frightened.
to
It
display
is.
auras.
she
in this?
she isn't going to run away, but she's frozen in place. Basically. She can do a saving throw on the end of her turn, and on the success, then she's fine. But right now, she's just frozen in fear from the wolf.
Okay.
All right, and now it's the wolf's turn. So
Olé.
I'm gonna deal with the ones that are in the circle right now.
They roll for to
Damage.
escape the tentacle.
Yeah.
So how high do they have to roll again?
No idea.
It is Rivsam's DC, which what charisma does he have? An 18?
Spell save 15.
Okay,
50.
yeah.
Okay,
Makes
so that guy rolled, and spell save.
Also, starting its turn there, it needs to. You need to roll 3d6.
Yeah, so they'll take the bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, if it's already restrained, they already take the 3d6. So.
All right, so they take 13 each.
Those are some nice rolls.
Yeah. Well, those 3 die were. Seems Lydia's usual bad luck has transferred over to her character.
And the
Just say,
snakes.
and transfer over to snakes, that'd be great.
So,
That'd
but
be
these
great.
wolves leap out of the way. This one runs straight to the source of the tentacles.
Oh boy.
The big wolf is going to try and schmuck ya. So, what has he got? He's got... Oh. Well, this might hurt a little. 21 will hit.
And they all escaped, huh? That's rough.
Yeah. Alright, so... 2 attacks for sure hit. Let's do the math on this. Alright, so that is 20 slashing and piercing damage plus 12 necrotic.
Oh boy.
Isn't he a ghost, though? Wasn't there something about necrotic actually helping us?
Yeah.
Yep, necrotic actually will negate...
X damage.
Actually, no, not in this case.
What?
Because they were ghosts too, and they got eaten and disappeared.
Just feel
Ah,
backwards.
shit.
Might want to change it to like psychic damage or something.
Yeah, I'll change it to psychic damage in that case. That would make
Sam
a lot
has
more sense.
resistance. I think.
Does he?
Yep. let's see if he does. If Sam, do you have resistance to psychic damage?
No, actually, that's later on. But he can use entropic to.
Entropic ward, yeah. At 6th level, you learn to ward yourself against an attack. To turn an enemy's failed strike. Okay, so there was one failed strike against you.
No.
Oh, you can pose a disadvantage to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
And if it misses it.
So 2 hit and 1 missed. So the bite or the claw hit you. Which one do you want to negate? The bite or the claw?
Probably the claw.
Claw? Okay. So that'll go away. Hold on, let me just...
And he has advantage on the next attack.
Okay. And then, so the bite will go through. In that case, you take 12 piercing and we'll say 6 psychic instead.
Okay.
Okay.
So you are at... Well, your current hit point should be at 54 minus the other damage you already took already. So I'll just keep track of that. 18. Alright.
Keep in mind, Lay on Hands is entirely useless for Ryder, so if it's pure radiant damage and these things are ghosts, he can just use that on them, and it'll do pure damage.
Yeah, that would work. This little woofy is gonna go for Mr. Ritter. And it
Bring
is
it on.
going to...
Maxi, I have the... Hold up. Let me just read on. Have the Blade Master feat that gives me some defense thing.
You can, and as a reaction, add 1 to your AC.
Yeah.
Because parry.
You can use your reaction to zoom a parrying stance, yeah. +1.
Alright. So this one's also going to do multiple attack. This wolf is very bad at attacking, apparently. None of those would have hit.
I don't see any of them.
And then I'm going to go with the wolf on the roof. So now...
Wolf on the roof.
She has disadvantage to this, so this guy's going to have advantage on these attacks. Because she is frozen in fear. Yeah, all those are going to hit. Doop, doop, and doop. Alright.
Things are happening.
So
Maybe.
22 regular damage and 10 psychic. I'm going to put her health on here too to help keep track of that. So hers is 56.
Just saying, if Alwyn was here, the other Oust would be following shortly after.
Oh, that's 22 damage. That's almost half her health. Okay.
I forgot that everybody here is a squishy.
I mean, Sir Oust isn't too bad.
What's your hit point stat?
Sir is up to 78.
Okay, not bad.
And normal Oust, on the other hand, is 40-something, 45? 46.
This wolf on the roof lets out an ear-piercing howl. And as it does so, you see several figures move on the rooftops from the, we're going to say, south side here. Let's make these guys... So more wolves show up.
Ah, great.
Wonderful.
That's a lot of wolves.
It's a moment like this where I wish I was an evocation wizard and I could just cast Fireball in the middle of all of you people.
If only.
Who are you calling you people?
Only the green people, clearly. So the wolves and you, Morgak.
Yeah.
Alright, that's acceptable.
Alright. Okay. So, as he called his friends, he's going to leap off the roof and charge behind Morgak here.
No.
So now he's flanked. Haha!
Well, the other person isn't attacking.
He's
more
sandwiched.
but
Nom.
yeah.
And slashy.
Slash crack attack.
Okay, so 24, 23, 25.
Miss.
All of them?
No, they all hit.
I was going to say, it's like, I'm not taking you seriously if you say that.
No, you shouldn't take me seriously.
All right.
Damn it.
Because you're in rage mode, 25 regular damage is halved, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So that's going to be...
Just give me the total sums for
But
the.
keep in mind, if it's psychic, he takes the full brunt.
Yeah.
Right.
So 25 regular physical damage.
That's halved to 12.
And then the psychic damage is going to be 21.
How much?
21 psychic damage.
Sheesh.
That's a lot of
And
psychic
all of
damage.
these can do this much in the damage range?
All of them have 3 attacks. All of them deal that much damage. Yeah,
It is
we're
a
boned.
little bit excessive, but alright.
Yeah.
Let me guess. They all have 300.
I mean, you
and
guys-
they're CR2.
You guys can always like infer some things. Like, I'll give you a few hints. These are wolves. They travel in packs. They have an alpha.
Oh, the big
Oh.
guy.
Ta-da!
Kill the pack leader.
I did not
Turn
say
into a pack
kill the
leader.
pack leader.
Also, where is Sir Oust in all this?
That's
That's
a
an
good
excellent question.
question. Yeah.
Because
He's kind of
if that's
fallen
the
behind
case-
a little bit. They're walking.
Well, Alwyn showed
floated.
up just now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
You'll find out.
he just jumps
He
down
got lost in the
and
woods.
casts like a third-level divine smite on the alpha. I'll say that's fine with me.
Well, we'll see how things
Dial
go.
points to the max.
Go, Mr. Ritter. Go, Mr. Ritter.
Or
Just a
rather,
moment.
second level. We're not quite to third-level spell slots with paladins yet.
Mm-hmm.
Close, but so far.
Don't think we need that anymore. Ah, Flight of the Valkyries. Perfect.
I summon Yabuja.
When you summon your
Ah.
steed while Flight of the Valkyries starts. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. Okay.
So Hrisam infuses his blade with divine energy and rips off the hole in the ground, and the steed rides outside.
Is the seed a ghost?
The steed's a ghost.
No!
It died with him, remember?
I know, but still.
Plus, it's a spirit. So, yes.
It would have made sense. It's just sad.
Yeah. All right.
Here's here.
All right, I got to give you a horsey, don't I? Horsey! Actually, no, this match is better.
Yeah?
It's a war horse.
That casting time's an action?
Goes, horsey!
It is
Yes.
an action to cast Find Steed, I believe. Let me
That
check.
was like 10 minutes.
No, that's the ritual? No, it's not a ritual spell. No. Oh, yeah, it is 10 minutes to cast it. Whoops.
Is it?
It's not a ritual. It's
No, its casting time is just flatly 10 minutes.
really. I thought it's a ritual only. It's one action.
It's 10
Casted the
minutes.
normal way.
No,
I
that's
mean,
annoying.
you could whistle for your horse and it'll take 10 minutes to get there. Right now, it's just
Mm,
off
don't
eating
use
some
a
grass
spell
off
slot.
screen.
So, whistle
Yes, I'm
as a
using spell
free
slot.
action. Just
Whis-
attack.
Yeah, whistle's a free action. I oh
And
silver
because
away!
he's just whistling, he's not using a spell slot.
His horse
Really?
is deaf.
Hold up.
It only responds to sign language.
Damn it.
He could have summoned it earlier and then summoned while it's summoned as an. I think that's what. Yeah.
And
as
the
an
horse
action.
gallops off into the sunset.
I
Nay
feel like
to
he
be
would
seen
have
again.
summoned him before the fight.
Alright,
Just
it's
forgot to
10
bring
minutes.
him with. But
Yeah,
it's fine.
never mind then.
Okay. That's
Paladin
okay.
Smite.
Okay, so
Question
here's
is,
some
does
hops
this count
here.
as an undead?
What?
Question is if this counts as an undead or like a monstrosity or an aberration. I feel like aberration would fit better.
And I cast full-on lay on hands on the big green one.
All your points?
Yes, that's 40 damage.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to see if it dodges that.
You can't dodge it. I mean,
It's not. It's like.
It's just a thing you do. There's no
Yeah.
attack roll.
yeah.
Oh wait, that's divine sense. Whoops.
Yeah.
You stare at it. Yep, that's a ghost.
Who's a good boy? You're not. Touches.
I fed him with holy energy.
Well, actually, the exact end of the description. No effect on undead and constructs.
Awkward.
Yeah, but these are.
It depends on if we're going with Smex's ruling of
Yeah.
divine
Yeah.
energy or healing energy damage.
I mean, I used it.
Positive energy 3.5 style. That would hurt it.
Yeah.
You can make him do an attack roll, I guess?
I'm going to say because it's so dodgy, it gets a chance to dodge this effect.
Right, I mean, he'll keep his points if it misses, and he'll just be able to try again. So,
Yeah, that's the thing, like, you're in the ethereal plane. There are some things that are alive that manage to get here alive. There's some things that are dead, or undead. These things are sort of like shadowy wolves with eyes all over their body. So they can be considered probably an undead monstrosity at this point.
okay.
I would say that much.
Therefore,
Therefore,
it does not work.
You reach out to pet the wolf, and it tries to nip at your hand. You manage to touch it a little, but it does nothing.
Okay. So could you just
Also,
use an action instead?
that's the question.
I can allow that, yeah. We're going to
Okay.
say that you try to, like, he's a good boy, kind of thing.
Snap.
Yeah, Crimson pulls back.
Who's a good boy accidentally pokes its eye.
Yeah,
One of its
there's
many eyes.
one of its many eyes. Yeah.
Well, if the new technique does not work, the old reliable one does.
Yeah.
Note to self, do
And
not
he
pet
swings
eye.
his blade.
He watched a couple episodes of Caesar Milan and thought he was the dog whisperer. Didn't work.
Alright, Divine Smite, which slot are you using?
Third,
Third levels. Oh, we have third level slots?
we do.
I don't think so. I think we have up to second right now. So second level slot.
Yeah, I
Second.
miscalculated.
Yes, second level.
So that gets you, and you said it counts as an undead monstrosity?
Yes.
So it gets the extra 1d8 for a total of 4d8 extra? Let me read that. Or, oh no, it's let me read this. 2d8 first level, 3d8, 4d8, and an additional 1 for 5d8 against an undead.
There you go. So the first attack hits, the second misses.
Oust is going to give him a boost of 1d4 via wild magic, as is his sorceress origin.
Okay.
So does that make it a hit?
Well, roll a 1d4 and find out.
For Sam. Roll a d4.
That will make it a hit.
Yeah. And I'm going to take
Yes
down
or
the
not?
sorcery points by 1. Yes, that is a
It
hit.
will hit.
And what was this?
It was 48.
That's
So, extra damage
Okay,
is
so
2d8
2
for
d8,
first level,
3d8.
third, 4. So, you're using 3d8 because you're using a second level slot, and you're using another d8 because it's undead, so 4d8. And are you using it on both your swings or just the one?
Let's do on the both swings.
Okay, so 8d8 extra damage.
All right, roll the 8d8.
Woo!
Shoot, that is a lot of damage.
So with a great 2 swings of your giant sword, you slash straight down into the wolf's face and up its torso, releasing radiant light all the way up its body and down. The wolf leaps back in extreme anguish and pain, and you can see the light slashes kind of like dig deep into its body, and where there was shadow is now just like this very viscous black ooze that just keeps spraying everywhere.
So, if it leaps back, isn't that an opportunity attack for Hrivsan?
Yeah.
You could try and hit it again.
I have.
Oh, you have your longsword thing, so you have advantage on attacks of opportunity.
So, okay. Hold up.
Let me check how many of these slots you
Nah.
have.
That
25, you have advantage, bud.
Yeah. You have the feat.
Oh, fancy.
yeah, so that'll hit again.
Do you want to burn your last second level slot?
Actually, let's.
Extra 48.
Oh god. No, it's 40.
Just 48, yeah. So take the first 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
23
take-
plus 12.
Well,
Okay.
So an extra,
So
damn, that's
another
35
35.
damage.
Okay.
yeah. More
That's a lot of damage.
eruption of
scourge.
light.
Okay. All right. As soon as you do that, the wolves all howl in pain and they start to run in all different directions. If you want, you can take opportunities to attack these two, but they are all retreating.
We
Okay,
need
so
one of
they're
these,
using
don't we?
their actions to just run the hell away, right?
Yeah, they're using on their turn right now. They're running. You see these two leap off and run off. This one leaves. This one leaves. This one leaves. This one runs.
Trying to get away. I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast magic missile on the big one trying to run away. May as well throw it down at 4th level. Why not?
Okay.
So that is 24 damage.
All right. You managed to hit it, but it still lives.
Oh.
Manages to
Damn.
get away.
Would
But,
Alwyn be able to cast magic missile?
She's paralyzed with fear.
Damn it, Alwyn.
So these ones are going to
Can
run away.
Morgak throw his... I
Morgak
don't
won't
know.
be able to hit that one, but you guys can hit this one as it's running. Oust, you already
Okay.
went, so I'm going to
Yeah.
say Hivsam, and Morgak. You guys can swing at this one before it gets away.
Can I try to grapple it so that it
Yeah.
doesn't get away?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
let's.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Wait,
people
wait.
here.
Smacks, hold on a second. If they're frightened, they cannot move.
They're not frightened,
they're
they're
like-
just retreating.
There, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're immune to the frightened condition, sadly.
Unfortunate.
Alright, that's a 26 for grapple.
All right, we're going to see if he manages to not get grappled. You have grappled this wolf.
Smack him down.
Alright, pretty much I'm just holding him still so everybody can hit it.
You're going to
Yeah,
hit
person's gonna
Morgak
poke
too.
him.
I'm going to give you disadvantage if Morgak's grappling this thing.
Hold on, let me just check the conditions for 5e because it counts as restrained right now, I believe, if something's grappled.
Yeah.
Grappling just means its movement becomes 0.
Yeah. Oh no, you'd have to pin it for it to be that.
Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna say Morgak is like struggling to keep this thing still with both his arms wrapped around its mid torso. So if you're swinging your giant sword at this wolf, you're gonna have a chance to hit Morgak. So you will get disadvantage on any attacks on this wolf right now.
Okay, so is it up to my turn then, or?
Well, yeah. So
Cycle through
Oust,
the-
yeah, Oust, it's your go.
Well, see, I've got some
Point blank fireball.
fun new things to play with. Neat things about sorcerers is that they're able to brutally abuse Booming Blade with sorcery
Oh, boy.
points to ridiculous levels since it makes an extra attack each time you cast the thing. You're able to twin spell it, and you're able to make it into a bonus action.
Well, that's
Oh,
just
So that
ass.
turns into 3 attacks. And it burns sorcery points like nothing else, but you turn into like a high-level fighter for a little bit.
Mhm.
So, you're
Jedi
gonna roll
mode.
to hit 3 times. That's a hit. That's a miss.
That's
That's
a miss.
Okay, so if it doesn't hit, then I don't use the spell. So gonna roll damage on this one, and I'm going to roll. Oh, that should be plus charisma, not +4. It should be. Wait, why am I getting a +4?
The first one, it's registering as you're having advantage, so it thinks it's a natural 20.
Oh, right. Makes sense. And spells. Booming Blade. An additional 6 thunder damage. And if it tries to move now, it will take additional damage. In addition to being knocked back. So, like, if it tries to actually move out of my space here, I'll post the actual description of the spell.
Okay. All right. So currently it's taken 20 damage then, yeah?
Yeah, 20.
All right. Still very much alive and struggling. It's gonna try and wrench its way free.
If it does, I hope it does. 'Cause the moment it
Alright.
tries to move, it's gonna get so many opportunity attacks on it.
Yeah.
Morgak, roll just like a strength.
Athletics to maintain grapple.
Or athletics, yeah. Do that.
Strong.
Should not be hard for you. Yeah, it ain't going
25.
anywhere. It tried. It's just, yeah.
Alright.
So you guys
Is it-
captured a wolf. What do you want to do with it?
We want to tame.
Well, I
Or kill
remember
him.
something about needing its eyes, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I grabbed it.
Rip them all out.
Oust reaches down to his side, pulls out a dagger.
Christian does it barehanded.
Well, let's get to work then.
Make
it quick.
Before you do that, Oust, I want you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright, and I'm next to the paladin. What is his, what's his
Diora
boost to
is-
me? +2?
It's
Whoever his charisma
charisma.
modifier is.
It's +3.
Oh,
Also,
+3.
Christian would do that too. But with bare hands. So that's 12.
Okay, 13.
13. All right.
14 actually.
14.
Oh yeah,
+3.
14.
Okay. So, I'm also going to make the other Oust roll 2.
If
Or
the
the
other
other
Oust
Hivsam,
is-
I should say.
Also, is the other Oust here? I feel like he'd be here by now.
He probably stumbled upon more wolves.
Actually, yeah, no, if he's just by himself, that'd be his luck.
Okay. So, the eyes of the wolf start to glow that red color again. Oust and Ritter, you both find this overwhelming feeling just to back off this wolf right now. Just like not touch it, not do anything.
And if I add a D4,
You can add a D4. Yeah, try that. Okay.
so 14
So-
plus 4.
We're gonna say that you managed to snap out of that Oust, but
All right.
Ritter is affected, and Oust, the regular Oust,
Again.
is not. So both of you are fine, but Ritter's just like, ah, no,
My
Hans,
God.
run! Ach, no, Hans, run! It's a weeping wolf.
Wait, do paladins not get proficiency on wisdom saves?
No.
Oh no, it's charisma and dex, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sworn.
No, it's charisma and wisdom.
Yeah.
Is
I
it?
had +3, so
Yeah, you had +3,
yeah,
so
I
8
rolled-
plus 3
Yeah,
plus
Do you have a
3,
minus in
so
your
plus
wisdom
6.
or something?
plus another 3.
Yeah, because I have +3 on the proficiency and +3 from the aura, so 8 plus 6. That's
Oh,
14.
okay. Well, that
He
still
has
didn't
14
make it.
regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only ones that made it were Oust and the regular Hivsam. But, you guys can still try and get an eyeball if you want. They're all over the
Hivsam will.
place, so.
Give me one.
Yep. Are we doing dagger?
Yeah.
Okay, roll the hit.
19.
That will miss.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
You know that thing about D4s?
yeah.
You're gonna burn another?
Well, I mean, it's tempting. I have a lot of first level spell slots that I won't really be using as the thing.
Fair.
So I can burn those back into sorcery points. 20?
That still isn't quite enough.
Jeez, what's its AC for this?
That makes no sense. I mean, it is grappled,
Yeah, no, you think it'd be easy.
right? If I bit it, would it be easier because I'm holding it next to my mouth?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can give it a shot.
I'm gonna rip out its jugular recklessly.
Yes!
Okay. Aim for the neck. Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Reckless
roll
bite.
this as Ghost Fist, but this is Ghost Bite.
Yeah.
Such is the power
We'll
of...
say this is just a melee attack. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna...
20 to
That's gonna
60.
hit. Yeah, that'll hit.
Take that 11
Oh, I like
damage.
2 anger
The
anger
massive
bite.
Damage. Oh my god.
Oh my
And
god.
I'll bite it again if it's still kicking.
Alright. It just whimpers when you bite its neck. It's like, "Oh!"
Does it stay still?
Yeah, it's staying still now.
Good. I leave my jaws like embedded into like its
It's
flesh.
jugular.
Like
It-
you move, I will rip your blood freaking jug out.
Who's the wolf
tastes
now?
it tastes very bitter and like matted and just goopy.
He's had worse things than alcohol,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's
Yeah, that's true.
it's not a very pleasant taste, but the smell is worse.
Just hear Morgak just mutter, "Hurry!" As
Okay.
more blood seeps out of his mouth.
Can you not pin it? Isn't there a
I'm
thing
pretty
for that?
much pinning it right now.
He's
Like,
got
is
a
it
pin. It's not moving anymore. It's staying still.
Oh wait, you probably don't have the grappler feet.
What about that one? Did she pass the
Oh
save?
yeah, need to check on her. Wisdom.
I'll make her do a wisdom throw and see how she does.
Okay.
Because I know how high it needs to be. She's still frozen on the roof. She's shaking and staring off into space.
Somebody
Let's
give her a
not.
fiddle.
A fiddle.
Yeah, so she can be the fiddler on the roof.
I knew you were gonna say that. Of course. Of course. I'm gonna say like a regular Hiv Sam is just gonna go like, I'm just going to go help Fräulein over here. Yeah.
For like
No.
what? That is not what. He...
You took my accent, you Dummkopf.
I feel like he was saying that to
I
mock
can
Ryder. Like
like
100% saying that to mock Ryder.
yeah, it's like I'm very special.
And you mean
Yeah.
acrobatics to climb the thing?
Or athletics.
Athletics,
depends how you go
acrobatics,
about it.
whichever one's higher. If he has proficiency in either.
Let's see how it is.
I don't think
Acrobatics
so.
or efficiency.
Nope.
Athletics, no. Acrobatics 1. So yeah, it's literally
It's
just
the
that.
same. Okay.
It's basically the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
have to
clambers
take-
up onto the roof awkwardly, but tries to like
Clap
shake.
hands in front of her face. Wake up.
Yeah. No, he's gonna poke her with
He's
a stick. You okay?
Snap out of it.
poke.
Oh,
All right. And as Hiv Sam
it's an
starts
actual
poking
great
her
song. I've never
poking
seen
her
one
in the
wild before.
in the pokes her in the stomach with a stick, she's just like snaps out of it and gives him a hard slap in the face.
Yeah.
Make a deck save for him. The poor guy.
Yeah, so he falls off the roof.
I
Yes.
literally want to see how hard she can slap. Let's just do like flat strength. Yeah, it's like literally a melee.
Yeah.
Because she's got
To hit,
so
even.
many things to hit. But so yeah, we're just gonna
Yeah.
do regular strength.
Oh dear.
Very weakly.
Yeah, this is like a smack in the face, but it doesn't
That
knock you
is-
back or anything. You're fine. He's like, oh, well, good, you're awake.
You dimwit. Get back down, we need to poke an eyes off the wall.
She just kind of nods silently, and as you walk past, she kicks your ass off the roof. And you tumble down and fall on your ass, and she
You
leaps
bitch.
gracefully down. And she just kind of like smirks and raises her eyebrows at you.
Please hurry up already. Morgak struggling as is to keep this thing down. Actually, probably doesn't appreciate having to keep it in his mouth.
No, probably not.
It's
He's
not
got
much
it-
of a struggle at this point, but it's just
Yeah.
like so much blood is seeping out of his mouth, and it's not his
Yeah.
own. It's a weird feeling.
Weird ectoplasmic goop.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do now? Just another dagger attack?
Yeah, this time you'll have
Crimson would
advantage
need
because it ain't
to-
moving anymore.
All right.
Yeah, Crimson would need to break this.
25.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Give me that sweet damn eyeball.
All
Ooh,
right.
Max
so
damage.
we're gonna say, yeah, you managed to like stab straight down into one of the eye sockets and then tear one of the eyeballs out free. It kind of just like plops off to the ground over here, gets all covered in dirt.
All right.
The
I'm picking it up, and
Wolf
then I'm walking.
squeals in pain and is like tries to writhe free again.
Do we need more than one or just one?
You're not sure. He did say he needs some eyes of the
Well,
weakened
I
wolf.
think with that second hit from
Crimson
Ryther-
steps out and goes
We're
to...
gonna say that you just like enough of this,
Close to
and you
kill.
take your
Yeah.
longsword and you swing down swiftly over the wolf's head that it just like comes free,
Lots more eyes.
Problem solved.
and the eyes just kind of like
Oh.
blink wide open, and then just kind of all sort of like glaze over at the same time.
Morgak finally releases the, I guess now twitching corpse. Just stares at you and spits out blood like right in front of you. Like
What I'm
you could've just
imagining
cut
right
off my
now
head.
is Morgak was biting the head like far enough up that when Rivsam chopped down, he's just holding the head up in the air in his mouth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes,
So I
Crimson
spit
gives
out.
him...
in your direction.
Yeah, Crimson gives him a hand. It's okay, man, friend. He's dead. Oh, I think so.
All right, Alst is taking none of that, scoops up the eye, and immediately goes in the direction of wherever his mother was. Would
Okay.
be.
All right. So you take off. Does the rest of the party follow? I assume.
Yep.
It's like I gotta gargle with some dirt real quick.
Gargle some dirt. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ritter would heal Crimson for his wounds.
Can't
Makes
do
sense.
that.
Yeah.
Lay some hands.
He's undead, baby.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Now, if Privsam knows, say, chill touch, then he
Yeah.
can just heal himself
Gotta
infinitely.
do net necrotic damage, y'all.
Yeah, just hit us with some of that chill touch.
So we're gonna say that you head off.
Faust is just going to be haphazardly casting the spell over his shoulder at Morgak and people until they're healed.
Okay.
There you go. Ghost people are back up to full health. Congratulations.
Arigato.
That tongue you speak. What is it?
All right.
A forgotten low elvish something.
I kind of forgot about the hill on the right.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So you run towards the house where your mom was in. The door looks like it's busted in. Like there's splinters of wood everywhere.
Not stopping there. Keep going in.
Okay. So you run in, you turn to the right, and you go into what looks to be the kitchen area. The tables and chairs are all turned around. In the corner, you see some black, sort of like liquid on the ground, leading towards the basement of the house.
Ugh. Well, guess what path I'm following? Go right down there.
Okay.
Crimson's would follow.
The
Yeah,
door.
I take it we've all been following, albeit,
Yeah.
kind of slower because.
So the door creaks open easily. It looks like it's been chewed open by something. And you go down the staircase, and at the bottom of the stairs lies what looks to be a very badly wounded elf woman. She's holding her stomach
Well,
as she's
immediately
coughing.
casting chill touch. No words said.
Okay. So you cast chill touch. How much?
Yes. Just yes.
Just yes.
All the chill
all of it.
touch.
All of the chill touch. Okay.
Yep, until it's noticeably healing or something.
Okay. It heals a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's enough. If you want to roll for perception or insight, you could do that.
Medicine.
Or medicine.
Anything.
Yeah, anything that's will give you some sort of insight to
Please.
something. So you don't know a whole lot about like the anatomy of ghosts, but from what you saw during this battle, these wolves are able to consume the spirit of the people that they attack. Looking at her current state, her legs and some her left hand are significantly faded.
That's not good.
No.
Immediately kneel down next to her, trying to get her attention in case she can't really focus in on anything.
Yeah. Well, right now she seems to be in a bit of a daze, but she kind of looks up to you and she's like, "My son." And she reaches up her hand and it goes right through your face.
Okay. Just grabs hold of her arm carefully.
Yeah. As you do so, your hand kind of like, it feels like it's going through, I don't want to say jello, it's like sand. It's like very, very like tingly feeling as you go through her body. You can't grasp her entirely. It's just kind of like all sort of faded a bit. You can feel her a little bit, but not enough.
Yeah, that's really not good.
No.
I mean, you say, is there anything I can do? What? He's panicking. He's just panicking.
If
Actually, I should
anybody
make a
else
wisdom
wants
save.
to try something.
Okay, never mind. He's fine. Shit.
He's fine. Yeah, he's taking this as well as he can.
Yeah, Crimsons do not have any spell like that. Nasty.
I'll try to diagnose the ghost same way you did. Just roll a medicine check, right?
Yep.
Hey, couldn't hurt.
Yeah, so will I.
17.
Okay. So Morgak, you're flashing back to the days of a young orc in a dusty old library surrounded by a bunch of old fogey shaman orcs. And you kind of remember off the top of your head something your teacher once told you about spirits. And it was basically it was basically like they made up of smushy wet
This
stuff.
is getting ridiculous.
They're made up of smushy wet stuff, and if they lose enough smushy wet stuff, then they cease to exist. No soul, go bye-bye. All gone.
Okay, teacher, but when we can kill a guy.
We no teach that.
All right.
Stupid shaman.
Flashes out of flashback. Oh, that's not good. If she loses any more of that squishy wet stuff, she's not gonna exist anymore.
What?
You're quite schooled for an orc.
The orc shamans. They,
You just said what?
what?
Oh
I
shit.
fear the gods. They teach more at shaman schools than at the academies of mages.
Why do you
That
think I
doesn't
didn't
help
want
me,
to pay attention to them? Ugh.
Doesn't tell me jack shit. What can I do to stop it?
Flashback. Was there anything?
No more flashback. Ritter.
I don't know, there
yeah,
weren't
has no
ghosts.
idea.
You know, where we came from. All I know is all I know. I'm sorry.
Fuck.
So your mom kind of comes out of it a bit more. It's like, it's all right, darling. It's fine. I will be off to a better place. I know. Maybe we'll see each other once
God.
again.
The afterlife has layers. No.
That's,
It's like an onion. It has layers.
yes.
Ugh.
So
I'm sorry.
It's like a cake. Cakes have layers.
you need to find Geth. He is the one responsible for this realm. Something has happened to him. It is turned into a horrible place. It used to be so much better here. But these animals, they came from somewhere. We don't know when and how. They've just been killing everything. And once they kill something, it ceases to exist. There's no way back. You
See
must
invisibly
find Geth.
flinch at the word ceases to exist. Like, ugh. Must find the source. And Geth. Mainly Geth.
Mm-hmm. And she just kind of like pushes on your chest. It goes through. Her hand goes through just a little bit, but you can feel it push off. And she's just like, "Go. I will be fine. Let me rest."
You don't need to lie. You know. You always were just stubborn. Guess I get that from you.
No, that was your father. He's a bit of a douche.
Okay.
Chuckle. Yep, there's a tear.
Yep.
You don't have long left.
None of us do, darling.
I want you to be alone. You know. Go.
I will be fine. Don't worry about me. All
Can't
my
tell
friends
that,
were
sorry.
here.
Crimson raises a hand and the other Crimson slaps him.
I have question. No questions!
Fine. Go.
Alright.
He slowly stands up, turns around, hesitantly starts walking to the door.
Alright, so
He looks visibly pissed.
as you walk up to the
that.
basement, Sir Oust shows up and is like, "I followed you here. What happened?"
Mine find. He just shakes his head.
She's dead. She's dead.
She's not
already knew
dead.
that.
She's fine. And he pushes past you as best he can. Do you want to stop him?
No,
Okay.
he can see. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's his thing to deal with, not mine. No.
Okay. So, you continue walking up the stairs. Does everyone else follow the other oust, or?
I figure the OG squad sticks with the OG squad.
Yeah. Figured. Okay.
So probably Reiter staying down there
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Sir Oust, who
Yeah.
pauses at the sight at the bottom of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
His expression kind of hardened. And letting out a slow breath, more of a sigh. Of course. Of course. Thing after another lost in this world. He's gonna walk over and kneel down next to her.
Okay. Give him a few minutes.
That's it. He's just going to stay there quietly in case she wants to talk. He will, she will, but he's not just going to leave her alone.
Okay.
If she says anything, I don't know if she will.
Well, right now she's just lying still and just closing her eyes, and she's just breathing a bit shallow. Looks like she's just trying to rest.
Mm-hmm. Then he's just gonna wait. There's nothing he can do to stop this. He doesn't have any kind of necromantic spell.
Nah, not quite. And as he waits, her breathing becomes less and less shallow, and then it just stops. And she just
Gone.
kind of like slumps off to the side. So as you guys exit the building, it all seems a little bit more quieter now. There's no more fires. The village is completely emptied of everything. There's no life from what you can see in that entire area. You see a little bit of movement to the rotted trees off to the side, and Mr. Whiskers emerges from the woods with his sack trailing behind him. And he goes up to you, we'll say OG Oust, and he tells you that he can find what you're looking for. He knows where Geth is. It's a little tricky, and you're going to have to be willing to give something up very important to you in order to get there.
Didn't we give up
Then
important thing
take
already?
be there.
And he just kind of like nods in excitement. He's like, yes, I'm going to get my body back. I'm going to get my body back. Da-da-da. He starts like hopping and skipping and jumping with the sack trailing behind him as it oozes just gross stuff.
Slow.
When it comes back
I
to
should
life,
have
I'm killing him
scored.
again.
Slow building sneer on Oust's
So will I.
What are you guys doing?
But
Preparing
They
to
said that they're
commit.
gonna-
oh, when he
Yo,
hops
him.
off outs,
We're
yeah, when
gonna
he's out
return
of
him back.
earshot, Morgak just says to Austin, Sam, yeah, when he gets his body back, I'm just gonna kill him again.
So will I.
I don't see a reason not to kill him when he gets to Geth anyway. Keeps moving on.
Fair enough.
After all, we need to sacrifice something important. He is the least important. Why not sacrifice him?
There you go.
I don't think it's gonna work like that.
Maybe so, but we can hope.
Something
Alright,
very
now-
important to you, like killing or ending the life of something you hate. Yeah, that'll do.
It's
Well-
important to have things to hate, you know? It's
You
motivation.
know?
True.
You lose purpose. And as people are stepping out, and Sir Oust leaves the house with Reiter, he's gonna turn back to the house and cast that holy fire ritual of his.
Okay.
So,
And it lights up like dry timber.
silver flame burning across the house. He just shakes his head and follows after the party.
Mine find.
Hmm?
Let's go.
She wasn't my mother, Rifsam. That was a loss I dealt with a long time ago.
Yeah,
This is something more recent for him. And
yeah, I see.
just
It's-
another in that long tally of who Dagon's killed.
And it will not end soon, sadly. Well,
If I have my
let's
way.
go and try to save the other lives. Well, we can.
Like we always do.
Yeah.
Come along then.
All right. So you guys walk a little bit, and then you end up in a very deep bog.
Whole road rattling, Bob.
Mm-hmm. The smell of the putrid algae and the rotted wood is just really hard to handle right now. But
Damn it, it didn't work.
it's at least a warm bog as opposed to being freezing cold. So there's that.
A voice echoes out. Angry you are.
Much fear and anger you have. Yes. Ooh.
Do you hear
Paladin.
noises?
What?
The seagulls they are.
Mm-hmm. So you guys start wading through the bog until it gets almost up to your necks. Luckily for Mr. Whiskers, he can climb trees, so he's just kind of like hopping from tree trunk to tree trunk above you guys, kind of leading the way.
Let's play a
Eventually-
game. Who shoots him down gets 1,000 points at my bank.
Your
What
bank that's burned down.
Everyone says at the same time, all in doing the same.
The bank that doesn't exist, that burnt down, that has no money.
Yeah, that one.
Fearsome ignores them.
Other
This
Frip
point.
Sam looking at other Frip Sam about talking about banks. You had a bank. Vietnam.
What is he
flashback.
doing?
Ugh. I think that one has a few issues, my friend. A few issues indeed.
More than few. Yeah.
Let's keep going. God, I hate crawling through this mess. Ugh.
Yeah. I have no spell slots to summon the horse.
Yeah,
Sadly.
your horse would probably get stuck in this area too. It's very, well, muddy and rank and just like very hard to maneuver with a large horse. You couldn't even get a carriage through
Yeah.
this stuff. It's
I
mostly by.
would summon mine, but I have a feeling we're gonna need these spell slots.
Yeah. Well, let's stick with the normal way we're going. Maybe we can fly through this place. Float.
Maybe
I was gonna say, can Morgak attempt to walk on water?
you could try.
Ooh, we all.
More
Check.
back.
Dexterity again?
Yeah, we'll try that.
Nope.
Yeah, not
Sink
so
like
much.
brick.
You guys try to concentrate, but the smell and the how deep the water is, it's almost up to your neck. You just like, no.
Given my anger, can I make an intimidation roll instead?
Against the bog itself.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Perfect. Damn
Oh,
it.
Bog
God.
don't give a shit
Wait, that
about
was
your
Sir
problems.
Oust. What am I doing? Wrong oust. Wrong oust.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you scream in complete anger and anguish. The leaves on the trees kind of shudder a bit, but other than that, there's no actual response. The crickets stop for a good like minute, and then they start like cricket, cricket, cricket.
Yeah, no, he's not going on the water. He's just walking. He's wading through.
Yeah.
He's not happy.
So you keep wading through, and you reach a clearing where there is a complete, like, you see the entire area is just covered in this, like, greenish fog. You can barely see 2 feet in front of you. And there are no more trees. It's literally just an entire algae film-covered lake in front of you. You see Mr. Whiskers jump down in front of you.
If a
And
disease had a landscape, it would definitely be there.
yeah. He's hanging on to the side of a tree branch right now, and he points out into the bog, and in the bog you can kind of make out a flickering light, and the light gets brighter and brighter until you see a boat appear with a figure on the boat.
Anyone has coins.
So the figure appears from the mist in the bog, and he is a very scrawny individual. It looks like he's almost just has bones. You can't make out the face at all, and the figure isn't saying anything. It's just kind of like rowing directly towards you. And he puts his oar down in front of the boat to stop it from moving. And with the other hand, he holds out his scrawny, bony arm and splays out his fingers in front of the cat. Mr. Whiskers rummages through his bag and hands him 2 vials of that greenish-brown stuff that he had. The figure takes the vials, sticks it into his cloak, and the head turns, and the arm reaches out again, this time towards Sir Oust with his hand splayed out, fingers. So what do you offer?
A dime.
Let's see. I hold out 15 gold.
15 gold.
Yeah.
The figure turns his hand and holds it up like a stop
More.
sign. He's just like
Or
pushes it towards you and then turns his hand around again, fingers splayed out. The cat kind of like whispers up to you. He's like, he doesn't take gold. Something of great value to you.
Crimson steps up and conjures 2 coins with the D letters. And he says, 2 drachmas, both for my fortune back in the bank and the one I had with my. It's a symbolic value, and he hands them over.
So you hand him 2 fake coins.
Yeah.
Roll for deception.
dear.
That was honest.
Oh, I thought you said they were fake coins.
Well, they're fake
They're
coins,
fake
but it's about
coins,
the
but they're of his
symbolic
bank.
value.
So they're valuable to him.
Sentimental value?
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll see if he takes it. I'm going to roll against that. Not acceptable. No. Something of greater value than that.
As per
Gus
usual,
considers,
everything.
hums and haws, before hesitantly reaching into his pouch and pulling out what appears to be an adamantium trombone.
Adamantium trombone.
Oh yes, no, you see, from many tales back in my own time, we raided the bank of a Rakshasa, and within his grand bounty, I only took one
You did
souvenir
what?
tool.
Okay.
Oh yes, no, I practiced many days with it, and I still have it with me. I am sad that you don't have your accordion with you right now. We could have at least had one more performance.
Yeah, this is sad.
All right. So you hand him
There
the
are many good
trombone.
memories in this. Yes.
Okay. So it looks like the figure is a little puzzled. He grabs onto the trombone from the center
Mm-hmm.
and he points the front end towards his head and just kind of like looks like he's peering down the middle of it. And he turns it around and points the back end towards his face, and he kind of like looks through the hole. It doesn't look like he knows how to use this or what this even is.
Would you like to see?
And slowly nods and hands it back to you.
It's been a while, but yeah, can I say I get advantage?
We're gonna stick with the 13.
But it's his last performance.
So what kind of tune do you play? Like, or attempt to, I should say.
Just a simple, slow thing, since I haven't actually warmed up.
Okay.
It's
We're gonna say
extravagant.
that you play the revelry then.
Okay. Bum, bum. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-bum.
So
All
it's
that,
just yeah. Da, 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 da. He's just like taken aback from the music that's coming out of that thing, and he grabs onto the trumpet and wrenches it from your hands, and then he turns it to his face, and you see the nozzle disappear into the dark cloak, and it goes. And then
He plays better than you are. Do.
he opens up his cloak and somehow magically sticks it into his cloak, and it just disappears, and he closes his cloak. And then he turns to Hivsam, and he does the whole holding out his hand.
Fine. He takes out the Rod of Withering and hands it.
You don't have any of the
Doesn't
stuff that you had on your person.
Okay. So
the
he
normal Crimson. Oh, right.
normal Hivsam, yeah.
Yeah. That will be unfortunate. What can I give? Well, I have nothing with myself, either here or back in the living lands. What can I hand? Morgak, would you step over until I come up with something?
All right.
Okay. So Morgak, what do you hand him of great value?
Take out my ghost hand axe.
Ghost hand axe.
Me and my love of hand axes go way back, and having one that is a ghost hand axe, this is kind of difficult. He hands it over. He starts to, and he kind of takes it back, and he's like, "We need other things." So he hands it over reluctantly.
Okay. So
This is my only ranged option, but we need things.
it looks at the rusty axe, and it's like shrugs and puts it into its cloak. It can tell from your facial expressions that it has great sentimental value to you. So it's like, all right, guess that counts.
I miss it already.
All right, so now we're gonna go to the Ritter Hivsam.
He takes out an amulet with a mask, and this is my holy symbol of the Fräulein. I held it ever since the day she appeared in front of me. And he hands it over.
Careful.
Okay.
Without that, you won't be able to cast your spells.
Yeah, but I mean, I have nothing else of value here.
Okay, so he will accept that and put it into his cloak. All right. If you don't know what the other Hivsam is going to give, I can move to Awen.
Sure, yeah. I'll do it at the end.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
She's not
So
gonna give a ring. She
Awen reluctantly pulls something out of her side satchel and quickly hands it to the guy with the mask. The guy with the mask kind of like unfolds it, looks at it, folds it back up, sticks it in his cloak, and she just kind of like nods.
to see what it is.
You can roll for perception with disadvantage because she handed it to him so quickly.
18.
18. Hivsam, do you want to roll too?
Let's.
Okay.
Which one? Ritter.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hivsam, you weren't able to glean
The
a close
Lothar
look of it. Oust, you kind of made out what looked to be a portrait of three figures. You could tell one was an older elf, and then a older female elf, and then a younger female elf.
Shrug. Some kind of family portrait. My issue. Thought of family expression darkens. Oh
Sad
boy.
face. All right, Hivsam. So, what would you like to give him?
It doesn't say it requires material thing. I offer my memory. It's all I have with myself. Memories of good times, memories of times when it went awfully, memories of when I served Hastur. Yeah, I'll give them over. I mean, I forget them every once in a while. This life is long.
Roll a d100 to determine what percent of memory you have left.
Amnesia!
What did I
Fantastic.
miss?
Hivsam says the only thing of value that he has to give are the memories of the good times with his family.
Not family, his friends,
Or his
because
friends.
he doesn't remember anything from before.
About the
So
family.
he'll become even more bitter than he was.
What
Thinks
could
back
go
that
wrong?
he'll forget about that time that Oz shaved his head. This could work.
Worked very well.
All right. So the figure reaches towards you. Do you move back or no?
Nope.
Okay. So the figure reaches towards your forehead, and it goes in with a claw hand and goes through your head inside and pulls out something very white and blindingly bright. And he goes and puts it into his cloak, and the light vanishes.
That was painless.
No.
Where are you people?
I was going to say, you remember your parents. You remember what happened to them. You remember who is responsible for it. And you know that the coming battle that you're going to be having is not going to be easy.
No, I said take memories, not give. I don't want to increase my debt. I know how this works. I'm a banker.
Crimson breaks apart and falls to the ground.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
get flashes of what looks to be your futures, and it's not good. Like,
Oh dear.
everything is laid waste. You see Dagon Vor overseeing legions of undead, sending them into villages, razing them to the ground, killing mercilessly women, children, men. He takes over the entire world with the help of with the help of the King in Yellow.
Yeah,
Eldritch horrors and undead take over the entire continent and wipe it clean of living people.
Yeah, Crimson is offline right now. Please contact him later.
Falls into water, drowns. He was
mine
already
fine.
dead, though.
Are you okay? He does not move.
Rip Sam. Just kind of starts shaking him.
I doubt it will work.
Maybe this will work. He slaps him.
Discombobulate.
Allow me to roll my medicine check.
Please do.
First
Yeah.
aid.
There you go. You slap him as hard as you can. And just like, not as effective as the last time.
I diagnose you with death.
Morgak looked down.
Mine fine. Let him go. He something is wrong with him. More than usual. And he would escort
Okay,
him
ouch.
to the boat.
Okay.
I guess I'll. If Sam's being unresponsive, I guess Morgak will probably just, lift him up and carry him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like a bag of potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pretty much just tossed over the shoulder.
Hello.
Lydia, hi.
We're sacrificing our memories for good times.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Contemplation of what was said.
And done.
Yep. Oh, Al's mom is double. Turns out the afterlife has layers.
Yeah.
Like onions.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that my first thought when you said double dead was just the double kill sign or sound for
I'm here.
Yes. Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Oh,
You just sacrificed a family portrait.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Congratulations. You missed Sir Al's sacrificing his adamantium-based trombone. It was sad.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm sorry. I was at rehearsals.
It's all good.
I have
Okay.
to. I am rehearsing Old Uncow.
Right.
Fancy.
The thing that you missed, Weeping Wolves happened. Al's mother double dead. We have some eyes.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Wait, how can one be double dead?
if you kill
It's a new
the-
feature.
If you kill them in the afterlife. This is Morgak's new standard eventually.
Yeah.
You get enough rage.
I mean, you send them to hell, and then you go to hell and send them to the other hell. The
So double hell?
under hell.
I can just imagine Morgak now, like he kills like a bunch of people, and he's like, "All right, now I gotta go finish the job." And everybody's like, "What are you talking about? I'll be back." And goes to hell, blinds them, kicks down doors, and shit's like, "Oh God, why are you here again?"
Doom music.
Da, 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 da.
What I'm imagining, in addition to that, is they have like therapy circles for everyone who's died to Morgak, and he just barges in.
Oh god.
So,
It's
who are
termination day.
So, what's your name? My name is Morgut. Hi, Morgut.
It has been 362 days since my death. The flashbacks have stopped finally.
Morgak just kicks down doors, just like, hello there.
No, it's happening again. I'm dreaming awake.
Okay. Who are we on to now?
I think that was actually everybody.
Oh, so he doesn't talk to normal Oust. Gotcha.
No, I thought he did.
Nope, he talked to Sir Oust about the adamantium trombone.
Oh, okay. Well, on to you, regular Oust. What are you gonna offer?
Jack shit.
Oh, spicy.
I'm going to look him in the void where his face is and quietly growl out. Already lost far too much today for the horrors that reside in the afterlife that shouldn't be here. Mother has died
back.
and been destroyed. He doesn't live here nor in the living realm. I've lost enough today.
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
So, the hooded figure leans in towards you, reaches up his hand in front of your face, takes his 2 fingers, puts them in between your eyes with your nose, squeezes your nose, and puts his thumb in between those 2 fingers and puts it in his cloak.
What?
Did he just take my nose?
I think he just took your nose.
I think he just took...
Did he take
Nice
his
one,
nose?
he took your nose.
We look at us and he's missing a nose.
You can check to see if your nose is gone if you want.
Is it?
Check. Do you want to check?
I just stare at him, hesitantly reach my face up, hand up to my face, like...
Your nose is still there, and as you check, it points at you and throws its head back. No laugh is coming out, but it just points and shakes its head back.
I think it just took your dignity.
If I had any to begin with. He steps into the boat with a growl.
Owen is laughing.
Fuck you too, Broad.
Okay, everyone getting into the boat now?
Yeah, everyone's there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Everyone's in the
Row your boat gently down the stream.
So,
If you see a crocodile.
as it rows through the bog, you guys start to realize that the water is starting to rush past you a little bit. The area starts to narrow. You can see trees form on either side of you through the fog, and it narrows into a fast-moving river. The figure lifts up its oar and puts it into the boat and just like sits down and puts its hands clasped together and leans back and just kind of like, and the entire time the boat is rocking and writhing and starting to become more and more violent as the river gets faster and faster. Then you guys see a waterfall up ahead. Now, the figure doesn't seem to be doing much about anything. It's up to you guys if you want to like maybe grab the oar, maybe turn it to avoid the waterfall or whatever. But right now you're heading straight towards the waterfall.
He's driving.
Merryman. Merryman. Or should I say ferryman?
Ferryman? Yeah,
Ferryman.
Ferryman.
I'm sorry. Rehearsals like Robin Hood-esque and everything, so it's just like, yes, Merryman.
You're in that mindset. Continuing on.
Ferryman, I hate to break it to you, but there's this thing called a waterfall that we're coming across.
It just kind of like twists its head up to you, and then he just like takes his 2 fingers, puts it towards his forehead, and just kind of salutes you, and then goes back to putting his hands back behind his head and leaning back.
Just keep track of the chat log, by the way.
I am.
Sir Oust and Lothar are amusing themselves.
Yeah.
Orgak's just gonna nudge. I'm sorry, you have like 8 different names.
Normal Hursam or Alwyn, who?
Owen, yeah, Owen.
Owen,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Just nudges Owen and just says, "It'll be more fun if you raise your hands up." Then goes back to just waiting for the fall.
So you guys are about 100 yards out from the waterfall. The water is rushing past you at a abnormally fast speed. You're managing to maneuver around all the rocks and jagged areas of the river as you're doing so for some inexplicable reason. The ferryman doesn't seem to be doing much, except what he was doing. seconds
Morgak,
ago.
a bit left, please. The light, I can see cards here.
Oh, alright. Moves even further into the way so that there's no light. How's that?
Thank you.
Waterfall's bad.
Haven't survived one of those before. Should be a new experience.
I've survived jumping off of buildings, not so much waterworks.
Sir
There's
Oust
water at the
just
bottom,
shrugs.
right?
We paid our price. Ferryman will take us on our way.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I'll insect the ferryman. Good.
He definitely knows what he's doing. Don't worry. He's done this for a while now.
Give
Enough.
some peeks with his.
Yeah. So you
Yep,
guys
so good.
reach the edge of the waterfall, and the boat shoots about, we're going to say 20 yards straight off, and
Oh,
then
it's
you
going that
start to
fast.
slowly tip into what looks to be a pool of lava below.
Wee!
Ah, this again.
Hands in the air.
Owen does not enjoy this. Owen is nervous.
Owen needs to calm down. You're fine.
I'm in the land of places that I kill. Do you think I'm happy here?
Look at the bright
No.
side. If you die, you'll be around things to kill again.
True.
There are layers to death.
I need a paycheck though. That's how it usually works.
No paycheck.
No. we're not
Oh.
getting
Only the
paid.
joy of killing.
Yep.
But the
What
money
are you
makes
gonna
it
spend it on?
tantalizing.
Temptations are not thing. Oh, that's the lava. Hmm.
That's
Bright.
Yes.
You see why I am concerned, good sir?
Not really. I deal with fire very well.
How do I
not
decide
so
for
much.
Damn
whether-
it, it's getting hot in
Smacks.
here.
Yeah.
How do I decipher whether or not this boat is lava proof? What do you want to roll?
Insight.
No, we needed the Arcanaut.
Arcanor?
Yeah, we're good.
You're just like,
Rocks on the
wood versus burning water. Fine. We're fine.
Well, it's more like syrup, actually.
Yeah, burning syrup. Smells like maple and brimstone. Maple and brimstone.
God, sulfurous maple syrup.
A new flavor.
Yep.
Fresh hell
yes.
indeed.
Farts.
Okay,
Alright.
so I'm guessing we're about to splash in.
So, you guys are about
Half-hearted, sarcastic we.
you guys are about 50 meters away from the lava. The heat and the bubbling lava just like starts to burn your arms and skin, and suddenly the boat springs bat wings on either side of it and starts to soar upwards away from the lava. And
You
then it
have
begins
any-
to flap.
Finth. Do you have any fives, Oust?
I'm gonna get you guys to do a dexterity
Right
check,
now.
whoever's playing cards.
Damn it. I didn't want to do a dex
Can we have a
check
bit of
or
fun?
save. If it's a save, then we've got
Oh.
this in the damn bag. Because we get a
We
plus
have
8.
I was rolling an
Yeah, we
insight
have-
check to see whether or not the bat wings are fireproof, and I'm 100% sure. Yeah,
Oh
we're good.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they're
so-
totally fine. All right,
This is the number plus 8 for both of us.
Yeah.
cool.
So
So you know that scene in Batman where they have like Two-Face say, "Oh, you're good," but the driver isn't, and he shoots the driver?
Mhm.
Well, you guys are good, but your cards aren't. They fall into the lava.
No!
Don't worry, I've got a spare deck.
They're not so good at doing deck saves.
I've got a spare deck. Don't worry.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Reshuffle though.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna say that also that Nur is with you guys, but Nur is awake and conscious.
Conscious and horrified.
Conscious.
Yes, conscious. But he's safely tucked into the boat, so he's not gonna like move around too much.
No Germanic possession.
No.
Not yet.
No Germanic possession.
No after effects of Germanic possession.
No.
Not
What,
yet.
you think he's gonna like suddenly have an urge to eat lederhosen? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
Just start
I'm thinking
chewing
along
on
the
that?
lines of him having extreme hatred for Hastur and all things related to Hastur.
Oh, that. Yeah, maybe. I don't think it really knows hate as much as it knows I'm hungry. I'm sad. I'm
But
gash.
this is the emotion of something taking the food away from him when he's hungry. All
I'm
the time.
gassy. That's mostly his feeling.
Anyway, what do we do?
So, you guys are now free from that area. I'm just going to go ahead and play.
Reshuffles the cards. You were saying, Alwyn,
Was saying what?
weren't you going to ask me something? You
Aren't you
say-
complaining that we were all going to die?
Right.
When am I not though?
You really need to settle
Fairly
that
accurate.
down.
Also, look at the fortress. Isn't that nice?
Yes,
But
it's very niche.
A bit
That's a
too
fortress.
edgy aesthetics.
So, the
No,
boat
I mean, there's a word for it. Anyway.
kind of
It's more of a castle.
flies. You guys kind of flying from this
crawling in my
area
skin.
and land about
Yes,
here,
these
just
words,
kind
they
of like
will not
skidding
That's an
to
old
a
Bardic
stop.
classic.
So the boat just kind of like lands skidding onto sort of like a little landing zone here. The wings retract immediately into the boat. And the
Morgak,
ferryman finally stands up, gets out of the boat, and puts his hand towards the entrance and points.
Thank you for the ride, good sir. And please
Danke.
do learn how to play that. Be a shame if it went to waste.
Oh, and before you go, he kind of saunters up to Oust and takes his two fingers with a thumb in between and puts it back in between your eyes and lets go. And dusts his hands off and turns.
Wait, if he
Joke's
gets
on
his
all of
nose back, do I get my hand axe back?
Yeah, joke's on you. I'm the only one who gets the return.
Morgak says this to the hooded figure.
And he, as he's walking away, he
Gets flipped
Put-
off.
no, he puts up one finger and kind of shakes it.
This is the worst trade deal of all trade deals.
Maybe ever.
maybe ever.
Maybe ever.
Just remember, everything could be worse.
We don't say things like that here, Alwyn.
You saying that just makes me want to throw something into that lava down there.
Well,
You know
you
what?
are
House
dead.
quietly hums, crosses his hands behind his back, and just starts marching over to the entrance.
Yeah, Crimson holds the other Crimson and marches with him.
Okay.
Alwyn follows.
Been a
Can I
while
have
since
my
you-
knife back?
You didn't give what? No, you gave that to your
The
child
what?
self.
No. Other one.
What other knife?
You gave a portrait.
No, not that. Morgak.
Oh, Morgak has that knife that she's been wanting forever now.
I mean, he doesn't have it on him right now. He's kind of.
I know.
Look at
when we
Morgak
get
and he has
back.
none of his physical possessions.
When we get back, Morgak, please.
You're not
Maybe.
getting that sun sword back either. That's mine.
Yeah.
Hey, you keep acting up, I'm gonna take it away.
Okay, Dad.
You quiet yourself, young man.
Man!
That was to her ribs, Sam, not you.
Oh,
No. Again, man!
yes, again, man!
She does get lost in conversations, doesn't she? Whispers conspiratorially to Morgak.
Morgak
If
just
I
kind of
remember
lets out a
correctly, she's got very
slow
good hearing,
sigh.
too.
She does have a high perception, I believe. Does she have expertise in it?
No.
No.
Morgak probably wouldn't care too much about being quiet about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, that's a no.
No.
Even if Sir Alf
Really?
got a 0 in perception, like a 1, it wouldn't do anything. So, or 0 in stealth. So, that'd be Sir Oust, but yeah, he's fine. You heard nothing.
Be very, very
Yeah, I'm not even
quiet.
gonna roll for stealth for
1,
Morgak.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You
We'll see
notice
when we
him-
get back. Right now, we need to get back.
Honestly, you see him look quite pleased to be around such molten magma.
It's very warm.
It
This would be
reminds
great
me
if
of
we had a
his
body to build
childhood.
or anything.
Just reminds me that I need to get fucking sunlight at some point. I wonder if I can get a tan. I don't know.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Not here, obviously. There is no sun.
Oh yeah, big ass moon.
Look at this weird, ominous light. I'm going to approach.
Yeah. Well,
There we go. That's better.
red, gloomy. Let's keep going.
All right. So,
Where we're staying tonight.
what the?
Whoops.
Yeah.
This is where we're staying tonight.
I love that. We should have just kept that going.
Let me just do this, huh?
Let's.
Aw.
Yes, we said
Fine.
that here.
That just means another advertisement shows up.
Yeah, no. All right. So you guys enter in through the castle, and you see a near infinite corridor, dimly lit by blue flames in little torches on the side of the walls there.
Spoopy.
Spoopy?
Very
What-
spoopy.
Okay.
Gothic aesthetics.
Spoopy,
Yeah,
spoopy
yeah.
skeletons.
Already. Censures down your spine.
Wait, did you say I cast calisthenics?
No, but I do actually want to.
I cast calisthenics.
No, it's
Cookie
aesthetics.
burrito, you show.
Oust is going to walk over to the torch and try and bend a little bit of the fire to just rest in his hand. Or Oust.
Okay. Roll for Arcana.
12.
You manage to grab a little bit of the flame, but it is cold to the touch and it dissipates in your hand.
Flames of hell indeed. This place saps the heat from you. Be careful.
Yeah, this
That's
corridor
assuming
is
I had any to begin with.
it's a lot chillier in this corridor than you would think.
You get heated very easily, Alwyn. Don't eat.
I heard once the hell is frozen, not fiery.
The further you get in, yes.
Depends on
Yeah, I
which
actually know
circle.
that one.
Yep. Because you sent a lot of people to hell.
He sends postcards every now and then, too.
It's like glad you're not here, and it's just a picture of him
Yeah.
standing in a
Like
meadow
he's
of
filling
flowers.
that up, like covered in blood with another
Charcoal
body.
on a bit of leather.
Yeah. So you guys start walking down this corridor, and you immediately notice something a little odd. There are doors on either side, but this corridor just keeps going and going and going. And you pass a certain point, and you could swear you've been in the same area of this corridor before. And you've been walking for maybe about like 3-4 minutes.
Wunderbar.
Is this supposed to be a case
So
of
which
the light will
doors are we
guide
choosing?
me or something?
Are there any distinctions between the doors?
No, they all look nearly identical.
At this point,
Yeah,
you
what
might
if we
as well
open the
get a
door?
little prayer.
Okay, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and I choose a random.
Okay, so you choose a random door. The door is locked.
I choose another random door.
That is locked as well.
I mean, if
Kicks
it's
down.
locked,
Yeah, let him kick in.
Alwyn just gestures to her thieves' tools.
I like to think you gesture like if it's locked, all of a sudden loud thud. Yeah, it's not opening.
Yeah, that door did not budge.
That's a solid door.
If you'd like to give an attempt.
I will repeat an ancient technique that was passed
Okay.
through my ancestors to open
I'll
the
try
doors.
to-
I demonstrated it
All
a
right.
couple of hours ago.
+4 +3? Do you not have proficiency in Thieves' Tool? Or
I do have proficiency.
expertise, rather?
I don't have expertise.
She
Can't
gets
have
+7
expertise
to
in
it. So
everything.
17. We're gonna say that it looks like you're able to unlock the door. So you hear a little click.
Creak.
Doesn't creak open. It just you hear a click.
Exactly what are we supposed to be looking for as she opens the door?
Geth.
Yeah.
So you open the door and you see another corridor.
Son of a bitch.
It's one of these.
Great.
Is there any
Okay.
noticeable patterns anywhere at all?
Roll for perception.
No. Nothing from Sir Oust, but from Normal Oust, probably also nothing.
Smexy, can I take one of those things that
Maybe
hold
something.
fire?
The torches?
Sconce.
Torches, yeah.
Yeah, you can take one of the torch, or try to anyway.
Yeah, I'll try to take one outside of it.
Hey, that was lightning in the distance. Nice. So, is he able to take it?
Oh, was that for Ritter?
Oh. No, wait, what?
You wanted to take one
Yeah,
of the
let's-
torches. Okay. So
No,
you
that
go
was for...
you go to try and take one of the torches off, but it looks like the entire thing is welded on to here. You can't actually remove the torch.
So at this door,
Can I violently remove the torch?
You can try with strength.
violently remove the door. No!
Torch, not
Torch.
door.
He really wants the torch.
Hey, I want souvenir.
You
You
try
have a
to
ghost sword?
use
With the
your sword.
ghost sword, he tries
Yeah,
to
I
loot.
tried to break the thing that's connecting it with the wall and to
Okay.
take the rest.
You swing with as hard as you can, and your sword just kind of bounces off, and it rings in your hands, and makes a very loud echo through
Ooh.
the entire hallway. And you hear a big, loud screech come from that area.
Scheiße.
Behind a door?
No.
Not behind a door, in front of you.
Mein Gott.
And she will gesture for everyone to get in the door.
Yeah, let's step
Let's.
Okay. So, as you guys enter through that corridor, you...
Before we do that, Alwyn is going to prick her finger and write on the wall and then walk through the door.
while
Okay.
Baldwin was here.
No,
Just leave like a little mark to make
Mhm.
it obvious. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put probably down the thief's symbol.
Okay. Thieves can't.
Some kind of thieves can't.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do that, and do you close the door behind you?
Yes. Close the door and I'll start locking it.
Okay. As you do so, you see from underneath the door, the light gets stuffed out, and a black inky shadow come towards the door and start hitting on it very hard, trying to break it down.
Scheiße, scheiße.
And you hear a loud screeching, almost ear-piercing, as it's trying to, whatever it is, get through that
1,
door.
2, 3, run.
So which direction do you want to go into?
Do I lock the door?
Well, I'm going to get you to roll, let's see, this is going to be for concentration, so I guess intelligence?
Or Constitution.
Well, not constitution, not necessarily, she's not shitting her pants or anything.
But aren't
But
those always?
I'd say wisdom then. If
okay,
she's
yeah,
not-
let's do
Yeah,
wisdom
makes
because it's
sense.
kind of like psychic damage with the screeching. So
And if
yeah.
it's a save, plus
Yeah.
8.
Okay.
So
18.
18. Okay, yeah, you managed to concentrate enough to lock the door.
Alright, I gotta go away for a few seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey.
So you manage to lock the door. The banging continues for a few more seconds, but then it just abruptly stops.
Scheiße.
Okay. Again, do not attack anything that is made out of the cast. You don't want that thing again. Now do it.
Jawohl. Jawohl, Fräulein. Jawohl. He picks up Rivsam and proceeds down the hallway.
Okay. So you
What did I
again
miss?
walk
I just got
for
food.
not much. No.
Okay.
You lock the
We'll
door.
lock the doors.
So you walk a few more minutes, and on this side you see something written in red.
I suppose we cannot read it.
No, but Alwyn can.
Well, Rivsam can, but he is not online, so...
Yep. Can't blame the guy.
Fair enough. So Alwyn, what did you write in Thieves' Cant?
I wrote the beginning of a poem.
Beginning of a
Mostly
poem?
just a single letter.
Okay. So this is written in Thieves' Cant, but it's not the beginning of the poem. It's something completely different. Different message, actually.
What? What?
It says, "Don't hit the torches."
What does it say?
I don't want to know why she's maniacally laughing, but I have to ask.
It says don't hit the torches.
Well, lesson learned there.
Yeah.
So do you
Wait,
want to
let's
keep
see
going
this.
straight, or do you want to start going down?
Can none of you
the other
see in the
doors?
dock?
Everybody
half
can.
elf, orc.
Why did we need a torch to begin with?
The torches were already here. Besides, we were thinking it might reveal something.
Yes.
Apparently not.
We
And
notice
then,
that now, don't we?
A wise blade you have, Fräulein.
I swear to God, I will hurt you. But you're already dead, so I can't.
I mean, you can. Holy magic and all that.
Yes, I could, but I
Just
don't want to.
borrow somebody's
I thought you
holy
just said
staff
that
and
you
just
won't
bonk
do.
him in the head.
You literally said that you would. Are you going back on your word now?
Oust, I swear to the gods. Do
We are
not
traveling.
Particular.
Please, let's go onward. Is it
Uh,
not?
Yeah, before we do that, I'll put down the, another verse, same as the first, of the poem.
Okay.
It's not exactly as the same, it's just, yeah.
All right.
You know,
So do you guys want to go forward, backward, or try the other doors on either side?
welcome to the game show. Today we've got 100 doors for you to pick from, and behind one of these lucky doors is the god of death himself.
And on the other side is the screeching monster that wants to devour your very soul.
It's a
Hmm,
fun
okay,
one
boys.
today, guys. Fun one today. Well, how about we give a quick prayer to our patron, this show, Geth himself. Where do you want us to go?
Mr. Geth. And I am your host, Spexy the Pence.
First one. Okay.
Alright, anything?
Oh.
From
Oh.
that little religion? I'm dubious because Geth doesn't really speak, but I'm
No.
more hoping for vague impressions.
You don't really get any response for that.
Here's some praise, really. Meister Geth, please tell us where we go.
So, as you make that prayer, you hear that blood-curdling screech again, but this time it's behind you.
What the fuck?
Crimson slowly turns back. Mine.
So, when you
What?
look behind you, you see the torches getting snuffed out very quickly, and this black, inky shadow just rushing towards you.
So I take it not that way.
Oh well, we
You've
fight
got
now.
probably about 2-3 seconds before it's on you.
Ready, action, attack.
Mm-hmm.
+1. No, actually, Crimson would not do that. He'll stand resolute, facing toward the coming darkness.
Okay.
Hands on blade, just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Same
Mm.
for me.
Let's see. If
Oh,
I
right.
can-
I already have my magic basically infused by fucking divine abilities.
Yep, nope, you're a divine soul cleric after or sorcerer, so
That gives me access to the cleric spell list. Yay!
just keeps my hand on my weapon. Have a smite ready to use.
I think
As for
that's a
normal oust,
good rendition.
he's just like begging for something to happen almost. He wants to vent. Poor boy.
That's fair. Did that not load up? Wait. I put it on here.
So,
Oh, I
how
think it's
wide
because
is
the thing's
this
having issues.
hallway anyway?
I'm gonna say it's 10 feet across. There we go.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Jeez,
absolutely beautiful.
looks nice.
So, I don't know if this is smart or dumb. Probably both, knowing me.
All right, so I think I heard someone say they readied an action.
To
Who
attack.
do you think
I
ready
believe,
to
or
attack
that.
action?
So, Morgak, are you gonna go in for the kill then? Are you?
No, just waiting until it gets close enough. Because if he's just following what the group is doing. If we're deciding to bail, then we'll bail. But if
I am-
everybody's just standing and like scared, then he's gonna be the front line, so nobody else gets hurt first.
I am going back to unlock the stupid door.
Okay. All right, couple seconds pass. It's getting closer. And you get the door open instantly, and it swings wide. Which door did you unlock, by the way? This side or this side?
Left.
Left. Okay, so you unlock left, and it looks again almost like an ideal corridor to the other. What do you want to do next? Just run in?
Yeah. Wait for everyone to come in as well.
Okay. Does everyone follow Alwyn, or do you guys stand your ground?
We should probably keep as a group. Come on.
Yeah,
All right.
the last one in the door.
So you
And shut.
shut the door. All right. It's gonna start trying to get through that door. So try and lock it.
How if I brace it?
Roll for athletics to brace it.
Okay.
With him bracing it and me on the tools, I think it would be good.
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah,
make that
26 to
save.
brace.
No, yeah, no, we're fine. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's not even its roll's gonna save that. So yeah, you manage to lock the door again. It bangs on it a few times, and then it goes away.
At this point, I'll switch out the poem and I'll start writing a
Wait,
hymn
wait,
from
wait.
Soul.
Let's
Do you
just see
think
what
maybe it
has
just mad at
changed
you for
first.
writing on the wall? On the wall?
See what it said. See if it's changed.
Okay. Do you want to walk and see if it's changed at all?
Yeah, sure.
Hurried pace as well.
Okay. So you go and you check to see if the writing is different, and it is different again.
What does it say?
So you left through the left side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be on the right side this time.
Okay.
And it's going to have an arrow pointing down this way.
Down which way?
Straight.
Center.
Straight.
She'll write underneath it a hymn of soul, and then gesture for everyone to follow.
Okay.
It's gonna go well. Alright, we're heading along.
Okay. So you head along, and you start walking, and then you hear that blood-curdling screech again, and it's right in front of you.
So we
I'm
go
tired
there,
of running.
Are there new doors?
All the doors, there are no doors on either side. It's just all behind you.
Okay. Slight panicking. Send.
Sorry, I'm getting lag right now. A little bit.
Yeah. On the ground.
Sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
She drew a circle on the ground in her blood.
Oh, okay.
What is your blood loss at right now?
About 10 hit points.
No. No.
That's a lot of blood to draw a full circle on the ground.
You've been writing poems. You've been drawing giant
Dude,
circles.
honestly, these poems are literally just symbols in Thieves' Camp.
You don't know how much you have to make for the symbols.
She's got at least 3 pints left. It's fine.
Oh
She's
god.
like a horse.
Morgax arrived
Relax,
on
I
viewer.
can heal myself anyway. It's not a big deal.
Spell slots are more valuable than gold.
So the shadow's getting closer. What do you do?
Crimson pulls out his blade.
Reaching
and
out with
stands
its
forward.
inky black tendril hands and tries to claw at you, and it's getting closer and closer.
I'm
Grandfather,
tired of
if
running.
you could actually hear me for once.
9.
Calling for soul in the realm of another god is never a good idea.
All right, Hivsam, you swing, but it doesn't look like it's having any effect on it.
You just enjoy making that thing big as shit, don't you?
I do.
Well, yeah, it's creepy and beautiful.
You kidding me? It's just freaking perfection.
Is that...
Maybe it's friendly. Maybe it just doesn't get a lot of visitors often.
He just wants to hug you.
We're
Yeah.
sorry for attacking the torches.
You just admitted to that?
All
I
right.
didn't do it.
Who attacked the torches?
Lothar.
So as it gets bigger and bigger, it reaches out for all your heads, and it swipes at you with all 4 of its claws and goes right through you, behind you, and dissipates into smoke.
That was disconcerting.
You think it was trying to steal our noses?
Crimson reaches for his.
It's still there.
Yep.
A mark in blood appears on the ground. It appears to be a ferryman laugh pointing at Lothar.
That's a nice joke, you old.
Alright. Anything
Okay.
noticeable happen to aside from Alwyn crit failing an Arcana roll?
Shush.
I'm not shushing at all.
Owen managed to stop the bleeding of her multiple fingers that she cut open for drawing. She
On the
doesn't.
flip side,
You can't
her
seem
spirit is now
to
bleeding.
understand where this apparition's coming from, what it wants, or what it's even trying to do at all.
Well,
You have no
May as
idea.
well have a go. What kind of roll? Is it Arcana, Religion?
Arcana or religion, you could choose either
I
one.
got this.
Arcanor? Oh!
There you go. So
Morgak, in your old lessons.
Yeah.
Flashback.
we're gonna go have another flashback to young old Morgak in the library. Right now he's just like got his feet up on the desk and he's like picking his teeth from the ox that he had for dinner. And the shaman comes over, kicks his feet off the desk, and throws this big old dusty ass book on in front of his face. Points to the drawing of the shadow monster that's identical to the one that you guys just saw, and he says like, "It feeds on fear, so you don't fear it. You yell at it, and it go away." And then you flash back to where you are now.
Okay, we need to
Just don't be fucking scared of it. We'll be fine. Morgak walks down on the hall.
Whoever taught him is very good. I want to meet that orc.
He had the
Yeah.
finest teacher of magic everywhere.
And the weirdest professor of all time.
Plot twist: the professor was a prophet.
All right. So
That would make so much sense.
it would. It'd be funny. It's like, pay attention. You need to know this in about 25
You need to know
years,
this, and this.
3 months, 20 days, and 3 hours from now.
25
What?
seconds.
What are you talking about? You'll see. All right.
Crazy old man was right. You hear Morgak kind of mutter to himself.
So, which direction are you guys going to head down?
Forward.
Forward.
Yep.
Okay.
Forward.
So you guys head down the corridor again for the 4th time. You hear that blood-curdling shriek again. As it
Morgak
starts
once again just
rushing
says,
towards
stand
you.
your ground.
Shut up, you overgrown
Yes, and
shadow
proceeds
toddler!
forward.
Everybody make a wisdom save.
I will rage so I don't have to.
Plus 8.
Plus 8 to all.
And to all a good night.
Oh, jeez.
Huh.
Well, that's fine.
Normal house. Probably not great. Oh no, he's
It's fine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn, talk about 2020 vision.
You need help.
Uh,
No, I don't.
So we're gonna say
Oh,
that
really?
the only one that's necessarily frightened by this is Awen. You're really thinking that you guys should be running from this thing. This looks way too dangerous to be messing with
Awen?
right now.
But Ryder got the lower score. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's immune to fear. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Actually, everyone's immune to fear technically
Technically?
because
Oh, from
Paladin
what?
aura.
Yeah,
Ah.
plus 8.
No, like we're immune to fear. We have that component in
Really?
our aura, don't we?
Huh.
Immunity to frightening comes in at. Where is that bit? I'm not sure if we have it yet. Let me check.
I don't see it
I
under
don't think
your
we do.
skills, no.
Aura of protection. Right at 10th level. Never mind. We don't quite have it yet.
Not quite. So
Nope.
yeah, so it would be Awen and it would be Ritter.
Hmm.
You two are
Plus 8 even. So
a
that's rough.
little bit screwed. So
Wait, Smegs, I have a question before I roll.
yeah.
Would I even have to roll if I know this thing and all that information?
You would have advantage on the wisdom. I would
I
say
still
that
have
much.
a +0.
Yeah.
I just don't want to burn a rage, you know?
Yeah, I know. I mean, you could roll for. I'll let you choose: burn a rage or roll for the wisdom and hope for the best.
Well, it's a +8 on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a plus
Yeah.
8.
And it is advantage. Fuck it, I'll take a shot. So 24 then.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fine.
probably-
Yeah. So yeah, it would be just Ritter and Awen. So as the monster passes through, we're gonna say that Ritter and Awen take some psychic damage from that.
Okay.
Ship.
How bad?
Not as bad as you think.
3d10.
To be fair, Alwyn has had plenty of psychic damage.
9 psychic damage for both of you.
Yep, ow.
1d6 plus 4. Nah.
Oh, by the way, you were at like 32, I think. I was
Me?
only. I
Yeah,
was
you
only
took a
keeping
little bit of
track
damage.
of. I was only keeping track of on your tokens during the
Oh.
battle.
You took a
Battle.
small hit.
Yeah, there was a.
There's
there
a
was
small
fight.
battle. Weeping
There's a small
wolves.
So you were at 35 minus 9. So
Ow!
20,
Squeak pain.
26.
26. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So we'll put you at that.
Anyway,
Oh.
But yeah, so you managed to get past that thing again. You guys go further down the corridor, and you have now reached a solid wall. There are no more doors on either side. It's just looks like a dead end.
tap on the wall.
It's a solid wall. Oh wait, who's tapping on the wall?
Knock knock.
I'm healing myself. Fuck, that hurt.
Ooh,
Normal oust.
Normal
Yeah,
oust.
Christian pokes the
Okay.
wall with his sword.
So normal oust, your
Slowly.
hand goes through the wall.
Huh.
Dark Souls wall. We roll through it.
Morgak's gonna go through it as well.
Yeah. Morgak, you
Sir
can go
Oust
through, no
tilts
problem.
his head at it, taps it himself.
It is solid wall.
Morgak pokes his head back through. We're a ghost, remember?
Well, upside of having an adamantite weapon is that it is very good at cleaving through things.
Alright.
I feel bad about destroying a man's property.
It's a god. You can pay for it.
He only takes payment in adamantium trombones and trinkets from dead people.
Ah, so
It's a
Charon
holy
was
symbol.
Geth. It all makes sense. Wouldn't that be a twist?
What a twist.
So, everyone else goes through.
Everyone
draws
can
his
go through who
sword.
is dead.
Yeah, everyone
so-
else being not Alwyn and Sir Oust.
Yeah.
And what about Catman's body?
So the Catman, he goes through the wall, but then the sack just kind of flops down, and he comes back through the wall with his head and hands and just keeps trying to pull it through, and he's like... It's
Do you
not
mind
working for
stepping away from the wall, please?
He kind of looks up to you, he's like...
Should we kick him
shrugs
back
and
in?
just moves through the wall again.
I'm gonna make my weapon solid and give it a swing.
Okay.
So, adamantine weapons, there's a thing with them. What is it? Is it an auto crit? In 5e?
Auto-quit with adamantium.
Yeah, adamantium weapons. Whenever an adamantium weapon or piece of ammunition hits an object, the hit is a critical hit. That's just how it be.
Auto crit against objects, yeah. Adamantium armor is magical, but weapons made of it aren't necessarily. So
Yeah.
this will be physical damage for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm hardening the weapon.
Yeah.
So, because the molten thing wouldn't actually cut into it that well.
Not so much.
There's a reason why I really want an adamantium chestplate.
Because
If you get hit by a crit, it just becomes a normal hit.
Yeah, that's the thing with the adamantium chest plate and stuff. It's good. Anyway, I guess I just roll double damage die. So that would be 2d8 plus 7.
Ooh.
And this is going to be slashing. Pretty
Okay.
average.
So you take a fair chunk out of the wall, but it doesn't look like it's making too much of a dent. Plus, you're not entirely sure how thick this entire wall is.
Should have been d10, whatever. That's still not going to stop me. Oh, also, I'm going to add Booming Blade onto that, because why not? And crits apply to spells, right?
Yeah.
So that's an additional 2d8. Heh. That is a funny exploit there. So an additional 7 to that, so 23.
Okay.
But it's a chunk out of the wall.
Yeah, another chunk
Is
out of the wall. Another
shadow-
loud noise that you create. And another...
Well, no, that was the first swing with the booming blade damage added on.
Well, that's definitely going to attract that monster back.
Yeah,
to
no,
you.
it's going to attract attention. I'm not denying that.
Mhm.
But I'm just cleaving through the wall.
It doesn't like it when you destroy stuff.
I'm not paying any mind to it. You kidding? I'm still swinging.
Okay.
Slash R. It should have been D10 instead of D8 because I was two-handing it. Oh, actually, no. No, I was doing that right. It's all good.
Owen, you fail your wisdom save.
Again? With the
Plus
plus
8.
8?
Oh, with the plus... Sorry, you're fine. My mistake. I forgot. I keep forgetting the stupid aura. So,
And-
you're not afraid of it, but it goes to grapple you with 4 arms. Do you want to
So-
try and dodge?
Yeah.
Okay. It manages to grapple Alwyn.
And +8, remember. So that's a 19.
That's 19. It counts
Yeah.
for all rolls?
It's all saves.
All saves.
All
All
saves.
saving
Oh, okay.
throws.
No, in that case, you
Got-
wretch free of it. So now what do you want to do?
Just gonna dryly turn to it. If you want to keep those hands, you're going to step away from us and not return. Otherwise, well,
You're
there have
no
been more
more.
difficult things to kill.
You're no more, Old Brown. Shush.
So, that 22 intimidation do anything?
Well, let's see.
Oh,
Persuasion.
Oh, wrong button. Wait, why did that show up as... No, I wasn't doing persuasion.
that was me. I was clicking on things.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, you managed to intimidate it, and it's just like floats there, turns, reaches out one of its hands to one of the torches, grabs onto it, and pulls it forward. The big wall in front of you just kind of like and opens up right in front of you.
Now, if you'd like us to leave you be, I'd recommend you lead us the rest of the way.
It flips you off and dissipates.
Better that than it returning.
You know that's not unlikely for any of death creatures.
If it does that, then I'll swing my blade at it. Smite included.
So
Turns around, follows after the others.
you reach a precipice out in front of you. And we're going to say there's a long, slender wooden vine bridge that leads out to a distant throne that you see a figure sitting up on. And on that throne, that's what that looks like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Hello, Emperor Palpatine.
Pretty much.
Young Disco Crumba. I remember you.
You sent
And
many
your
people
father.
here.
What?
So you reach the precipice. It looks
Skulls
like
for the Skull Throne.
it looks like it's only crossable by one person at a time. You can't. It's about 5 feet across and about 20 feet down. So the length is 20 feet, the width is 5 feet. So you can walk one person across at a time, more or less.
I'm cool with going first.
Feel free.
2.
Okay.
Crossing the bridge.
Across the bridge. Gothic music.
I don't know if this will be worth it, but we'll see. Never know.
Wait, is my Spotify going through my mic?
I don't hear it.
No?
No,
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
you're fine.
Okay. I don't think that even worked.
You didn't play it.
I thought I was doing it. But oh well. Let's try this
You
one
didn't
then.
drop space.
Boop. There we go. That's spoopy. So, Morgak, you cross, and you reach the foot of the throne, and you see the hooded figure just kind of like lean down and look towards you. Doesn't say anything. Just keeps sitting.
Morgak just stares back up at him. Alright.
It doesn't move. It just kind of like looks at you like it's a bit puzzled on how you all got here.
Fair enough. Morgak continues to wait for the rest of the crew to show up.
Okay. So
Just standing there staring back at him.
we'll say the rest of you guys have reached the foot of the throne there. He's about like
Yeah.
10-15 feet up. So
Yeah, Chris drops the allows Chris to stand next to him, but He's just staring at the.
Foot of the throne kind of broken looking.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. Did you ever get that cure of yours, gentlemen? I know you needed it mixed up.
We just needed to get mixed. I believe we have everything for it.
Well, we know the ingredients, so we should be fine.
Aside of the game, do we have the ectoplasm thing?
I could have sworn we got the ectoplasm. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
I
everywhere.
we did.
ghost.
Well, a bunch of ghosts died. There was a bunch on the ground, but I
Oh,
We
didn't remember
probably
you guys.
collected some.
Okay.
You guys didn't
Then
say
we
you
have-
picked up anything from that, though.
Our ship.
I didn't even realize that the ghosts were dropping ectoplasm. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. I think the wolves ate everything.
Yeah,
Well,
you said
that
the
was-
wolves ate all the stuff.
That was the hint, though. Like the viscous black liquid that was left all over the place
You-
on your mom's
Said that they
floor,
The wolves
and
consumed everything,
Yeah.
I think.
they did, but there was.
I would probably see if she can make them into poison.
Okay, well,
Mhm.
we'll go.
That does sound like an
Can I take a bit of your mom?
Oh, yeah, that would have been awkward. All right,
Yeah.
sorry that your mom died, but we have to gather this in order to make it freaking cure for you.
Oh, that's your mom. Thank you for the poisons.
Pretty much.
Meister Geth, I have a few questions concerning my new status. I would ask you for a favor, if it's possible. Can I at least mentally follow the Previsem here? He points at him. To help him in his journey against the enemy, the Finder.
So he looks to you, and he kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and he points off to the side, and you see sort of like a little, I don't know, I guess you could say window open up, and you see, well, I'm gonna say Ritter sees his world. And he sees the chaos and the death and destruction that is being wrought in that world right now. And then Geth closes that window, and he opens up another one, opposite side, and it is the world of, I'm going to say, the other Hivsam. Still bright and cheerful, and still a bunch of kids playing in the meadows and stuff. And he closes that window, and he holds out his hand, and he shows you an hourglass with Ritter's name written on it. And it's completely run out completely. Like, there's no sand in the top. It's just done.
Who?
I do not ask for a double life, Meister. I ask only for the ability to help my best to the living in the other world. You know yourself, the enemy, what he is capable of. And we must step over our boundaries to end this foe who will break every order.
So you see in your, I'm going to say in your head, flashbacks of your parents, Ritter's parents, and you see that they are in a very bright place. It's very warm and comforting, and your parents start speaking to you and asking you to join them.
I'm willing to offer that in place of helping the other universes. I'm willing to forsake my everlasting peace in order to get the final peace for everybody who is living or who might live.
kind of nods, and you get the sense that if you do this, your spirit will be forever locked in purgatory. It will not be able to ascend, but it will not be able to descend either. You'll be stuck in like an infinite loop.
If that is my path, then I will comply. If it will help the rest of the world.
Well, you get the sense that like Geth is offering you a choice, not so much an ultimatum. It's either you may see your parents again and live in the afterlife happy with them, or you can choose this other path where you can try and help the alternate universe defeat Dagon, but at the cost of your own happiness.
He smiles. There is only one person I owe my allegiance to. That is the Godfrau, and I would ask you to summon her here so I can ask her for advice if it's possible.
He kind of raises his hand up to stop you mid-sentence, and he's like shaking his head and hand. He's like, that ain't gonna happen. There's no way that he can summon another god to his realm. This is not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you get the sense that he isn't exactly like interested in the squabbles of other gods. He's got his own shit to deal with. He's kind of like, I don't have time for all their crap right now. I just want to do my own thing like I'm supposed to. He's more of a neutral party than anything else.
Okay, so the other Fearsome steps forward and says, "Don't do that, Ritter. It's all in vain. We will all die. I saw it. The boatman gave me a vision. There is no purpose to it. Go, have your peace."
When you say that, Geth stands up out of his throne and walks down towards you, Hifsam. And he reaches out his hand towards yours.
Yeah, Fearsome moves away.
You move away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna speak up. First, Sam, just take his hand.
Alwyn takes his hand.
When no.
You take... Okay, so Alwyn, you take his hand instead of Hifsam. You get a flashback to the village. It's raised. It's burning. There's elvish bodies everywhere. The last of the elder elves has been captured by the mercenaries, and they ask him about how they found the child, and he refuses to answer. So the mercenaries shove a dagger into his throat and kill him. He sheaths the dagger, and as he turns, you get a glimpse of a younger version of your commanding officer. And then that vision goes away.
What a twist.
So my boss was the mercenaries then.
I mean, you could roll an insight, and I could give you a little bit more information if you want. See how good your insight is.
I ask for one thing, Geth. I'll make us all. Make us not exist anymore. There is no purpose in this battle.
You believe that your boss was the creator of the IAU, and this raid was done on behalf of that agency. For what purpose, you don't know entirely, but you know that Dagon was looking for a child and found that child. And he also took away Dolval's little girl. So he's been messing with people's lives at a very early stage. And he's got his tendrils in a lot of different areas of the world, including agencies and kingdoms. He has spent hundreds of years preparing this stuff. So the amount of people that you could possibly trust at this point, you could count on your hand, I would say.
To be fair, that's how as many Alwyn trusted to begin with.
There you go. So it's gone from like 2 hands to maybe 1 hand.
I would say 1.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1 3/4.
Alwyn will take back her hand and then silently begin to plot her next job.
Okay.
Waste time here. Geth,
Okay. There you go.
I would speak with you. If you don't mind. This is Sir House speaking, of course.
Okay. He kind of nods.
I know you are not one to interfere lightly in things. You see things on their written path, and, well, as the stars are laid out in the sky, you don't change them. It's how they're meant to be. But do you know of the age-old tale of when things go far enough awry that base concepts of the world, the cycle of life and death, starts to become askew? It's one of the few texts I found and kept of Dagon's own repertories. Because I thought once it might persuade you to help us. Never got the chance to speak to you. It's not so easy to get here. That is not dead, which can eternal lie. With strange aeons, even death may die. Between that and the capturing of gods, the thwarting of life in such a perverted manner, even death in the world, the afterlife being caught in an uproar, is it not time for some change in what you do?
So with that speech, he reaches out his hand towards you, Oust. Or Sir Oust, I should say.
I take it.
So
Take his hand.
you take his hand, and you see sort of like a muddled vision of your father talking to your mother. And this is when you were like a little child. You weren't... you wouldn't have understand what they were talking about, but your father basically explains to your mother why he's leaving and why he must go. He says there are things in this world that are unexplainable and must be dealt with, and that sometimes we are products of our own fate. He says that he has done things in his past that he's not proud of. He's done things for his future son so that he may have a better life. But things have just gotten worse. And he believes that the people that he works for are actually working for the wrong side. And he's trying to get to the bottom of it. You then see another image pop up of the commander of the IAU and him speaking in the middle of the night in a darkened alley. Voices are raised, tension is high. You see the glint of a dagger flash out from underneath the cloak of the commander into your father's throat. He slumps down into the alleyway and bleeds out and dies in the street. And the cloaked man sheaths the dagger and leaves the alleyway.
I forgot to say this. Happy Pie Day, everyone.
Pie! Yay!
All right.
That was like yesterday and the day after.
Shush.
For him, it
him, yeah.
was. Yes.
We don't know.
It's 15 here.
He lets out a slow breath. My father's path was the one he set on. And even if fate might be written in the stars and that we can't change anything, gives us no right to do nothing. Because that, when good men do nothing, that's when evil will prosper. That's when the world will die, kingdoms will fall, children will be enslaved. Everything will fall apart for our inactivity. And though many may presume my own oath to be based around war and violence, it's not that. It's the heart of change and what I bring out.
Damn, talk about a good time for the music to kick in. Shit.
Cannot accept that. My father's beliefs are not my own. I've found my own path. What does that do in regards to yours?
So, when you say that, he holds out his hand to you again, Sir Oust, and then he holds his other hand out to Oust. It looks like he wants you both to grab on.
What is it? He's showing you memories, Oust. Come.
So,
Hesitantly taking the hand, whereas Sir Oust takes it more confidently.
okay. So with that, the rest of the party sees both of you blink out of existence along with Dagon Vor. Or along with, sorry.
Wait, what?
I was about to say, wait, what, guys?
My mistake.
I persuaded him. No.
No. Along with Geth. Geth just disappears with both Ousts.
Great. Death left us in his house alone.
I call sitting on the throne.
Morgak instantly ascends the throne. No.
He has become god of death. I am death, the destroyer of me.
The world.
Destroyer of worlds, saver of baby sheep.
Alright. What's happening?
So, both Ousts, you're holding on to Geth's hand, and you basically feel this big whoosh of wind, and you are now floating in the air above a campground. And in the campground is Oust's father and the commander of the IAU. So you hear them discussing about what's to be done about this blight. And the commander says, don't worry, we've got it handled. I'm leading a group of special agents into the forest to eradicate it once and for all using the gate that is there. Your father believes this is a bad idea because using the gates that they have very little knowledge of seems to be not the brightest idea, considering a long time ago they were used for great evil, to sort of fuse realms together. And that spilled in a lot of like horrible monstrosities onto the world that were finally shut down eons ago. The commander disagrees with this, and they have like a bit of a tiff, and they both go to sleep angry at each other. Geth then takes you to a fortified barracks. So this is like a few miles away from where the camp was. This seems to be at a different time and space. Your father confronts the commander, who looks to be badly wounded. And your father asks him very angrily what the hell happened. Commander explains that they were overrun. They managed to get the gate to work and to obliterate the blight. Your father tells him he knows about the child, and the commander basically feigns ignorance and doesn't say anything. And your father threatens that if he exposes the commander, he will be hung for his treason against the kingdom. The commander goes to draw a sword on him, but your father manages to stop him in time and kill him at his desk in the office. Father then looks to flee from the barracks. Alarms are sound, and guards with bows and arrows begin to fire at your father as he disappears into the forest. And that's when Geth returns you back to his throne.
That you're showing me. You're showing us. These things that have already happened in our worlds are all possibilities. What could have been. Yes? No?
You could roll insight and see what he's trying to tell you. The both of you can. Okay.
As well for
So-
Al's flavor to Steve. Yeah.
We're going to say that both of you get the feeling that these are things that have already happened in both your universes, and he has shown you that how little changes in the universe can invoke larger changes. In the respect to Sir Oust, he lost his father because his father was not as safe with his own life than original Oust's father was. But the downside to the original Oust's father is he is now currently on the run from a large group of people who are trying to kill him to cover up the secret that he knows. So, with one universe losing the father, the other son still has his. And has a chance to fix what the other Sir Oust wasn't able to do. Maybe even save his father.
It's not a question not interfering. It's a question of us having choice of our own lives. You changed anything in ours with the knowledge that you have, what could be and what would happen because of it. When, because of us, that our lives changed the way it did. We have our own choices.
Alwyn is
So,
just waiting for an opportunity. She's thinking.
it's a choice between not letting us have free will to make our own choices or making sure the best of us lives lives that we're not actually leading but can be happy.
So, Geth kind of like slowly nods to that. And he gestures towards another mirror image that he holds up in front of you this time. And it shows a bright and sunny meadow filled with laughing children and adults doing chores and herding sheep. And in the distance comes a horde of orcs led by Gormak. They start to run and scream in terror. They pick up their children. The sheep get run over by the wargs that are barreling towards the township. And out steps Lady Benadryl with a group of Order of Phoenix Knights. They create a shield wall and fire off a giant beam of light incinerating the entire orc horde in front of them. From the rear comes an undead dragon, laying waste to the army from beneath it. Lady Benadryl points her shield up towards the young undead dragon, trying to shoot it down, but could not. The dragon swoops down, picks her up, and throws her into the ground, about a few hundred feet up. And as she's looking around her with all the chaos about her, she sees a flash of blue and white lightning opening a portal and outwalking a giant dragon who picks her up and takes her with him. And then that portal closes. She then finds herself waking up in a strange village where she has no knowledge of anything that has gone on. And this dragon tells her that that boy that she sees hovering over her bed is her son. And she must protect him from Dagon at any cost. Because if he is to fall, then the whole universes are to fall with him. And then that image dissipates completely.
Cronox guiding them on paths that they didn't want to live through. Her life just taken from her for a path that she didn't want to choose.
We never
Understand
have a
a
power
lot
of
more
choice,
now.
Faust. We've been proven that a couple of times already.
You may believe
I'm
that,
sick
but I refuse to. To give up hope like that. It's the height of weakness. It's an
Well,
unwillingness.
you can run from it, but it comes anyway after us.
I hold a question. It's a selfish one, but I need to know. Geth. I know the crime lord that took me in. I know I killed him. And then I joined the IOU, thinking I can repay the deaths that I've done for him and pass that to fill that void. But instead, I've been aiding a man who's allowed this to happen. I need to know if any of my brothers is working to prevent this. Or at least their families. Can you please show me?
He slowly reaches out his hand, but then he hesitates, and he's just kind of like tips his head a little bit, like basically saying, "Are you sure you want to see this?"
It's better to know than be ignorant for the rest of my life.
All right. So he reaches out his hand towards you.
She takes it.
So you see multiple flashes of men being slaughtered and killed, their families being hung in trees as warnings to others for aiding and abetting the missing agents that have fled from the IAU. There are posters, wanted posters up for multiple individuals, including a portrait of Oust's father, saying, "Dead or alive, reward 100,000 gold." And there are multiple flashes of the same thing happening over. People being run down, people being thrown in jail, individuals being slaughtered in the streets, IAU members killing their own brothers and sisters. Complete and utter chaos. You get the strong feeling that every single person who wasn't working for the corrupted side is being systematically obliterated. Removed from the equation.
Okay.
You also see an attempted murder by an individual with an unusual weapon. The attempted murderer was the man who you found in the alleyway with a flintlock pistol. And you see yourself defend yourself valiantly against him, and Morgak accidentally dropping him on his head, breaking his neck.
Okay.
That's a funny coincidence.
You flash forward to a time where your entire village is about to be attacked by the IAU. There is one person who is completely shrouded from your view. You cannot hear or see him, but you hear him giving orders to find the mirror and the child and kill everyone else. And then that fades away.
Son of a bitch!
What are you trying to incite for, exactly?
The voice.
The voice?
Mhm.
You don't recognize the voice, unfortunately. It's a male voice. That's it.
She has a total of 5 siblings. None of the questions got answered. At least on the siblings part.
Mm-hmm.
Could just ask directly, are any of them at least alive? You
Are
don't
any
even know
of
that
my
much.
brothers and sisters still alive?
Yeah.
Geth,
He holds up one finger.
then she points at herself.
He shakes his head.
Oh.
Can I get a... Can you show me them? Please?
He just points to Oust.
What?
What?
Ooh.
Uh,
Oh wow. Smexy, I love you.
Smexy?
This is fantastic.
Smexy, this is not okay! No!
Why do you do this to us? RP chat just got fucked as hell. Good job.
Please don't tell me you guys were doing a Princess Leia Han Solo behind my back.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh! Okay.
No,
I had to.
You had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
Alright, let's switch it back to the other music.
I'm so glad that Alabama, across the pond, has that sort of reputation.
So bad.
Does everywhere in the world.
It's a
wait,
weird thing to be proud of, but, you know.
Yeah.
You're joking on that, right? Right,
Actually, you got
Smexy?
it. No, he's not.
Well,
Spoopy
fuck
music.
you.
This is fantastic.
Orgag's having such a great time while sitting on this throne. It's like,
And you've got Sir Oust looking a little bit pale, quietly murmuring, God, she was hot for me. No. Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, about that.
Do parallels count?
I don't think so.
Yes.
We might.
No.
I don't
Nah.
want to get into that. Let's
Nah.
not. Please don't. That's not going to be a thing.
No.
It's not going to be a thing.
No,
Just say,
I wasn't asking
Geth,
in character.
her and I, we would be related, yes?
He nods.
Okay.
Pardon?
Take.
You know, like the whole...
We're cousins, effectively.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
How far down the line, though? Would that be literally?
You could maybe... See, you're not really cousins. You're more half-siblings.
What?
What?
Yeah.
How does that work? Because our mothers aren't the same.
The same.
Yeah. No, she would have recognized that immediately.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
110%. I don't know how that would work out.
Well, I guess it would be...
It would be cousins if it's her sister's or brother's child. Oh god, that'd be nephew.
Actually, no, it wouldn't be... No, it
This
wouldn't
is
be half...
Getting Game of
It
Thrones
would be
thing.
basically, well... Al's
could be-
daddy may have had relations with...
But she's an elf.
Arwen's
But she's a
mommy.
full elf.
Full elves, Max.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying that Al's father is a half elf and that it just turned out that way.
If that's the case, that would
That's
make
always
sense.
a chance.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
That's what happened? Well, shit.
Do we need to delete our entire server?
No,
No, no, it's a
No.
thing now.
it gets better now.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
We're ignoring that for right now. Staying in this.
Okay. Oh yeah, You still did not answer
Wait,
my
what?
questions, Geth. Would you grant me the final demise, at least to me, if they are still willing to do this all in vain?
He looks to the other Hivsam in a questioning turn of his head. Basically, you can infer that he's like, well, what do you want?
Well, I would help see if Hevsam, but if he is not willing to, there is no point in it. My answer is that I will offer my eternal peace, one way or another.
And the other Hivsam is fine with this?
Well, other Hevsam is waiting for the answer to the question.
To see if he will allow Ritter to help you guys?
No, to end him once and for
To end him?
you know.
Like, cease to exist?
Yeah, Hevsam asked for to be destroyed because there is no purpose in fighting anymore. Due to his visions and such.
Yeah. Geth shakes his head.
You are a son of
Fine,
shine.
I will do it myself. He climbs the throne.
One guy pushes him off of it. No.
My throne.
We need to get going.
Geth grabs you, Hivsam, and he kind of like takes both hands and he's just like shaking you. He's just like, can you stop?
I
Have
do not
Sam-
care anymore for
Both
all of
house
this.
just looking at Alwyn in disbelief.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, that.
I'm tired
Also
of
aroused considering that he just not only had a half sister who had feelings for him, but also had a half sister who he murdered or killed.
So the way that my mind is working is that it's a case of because pure elf and then half elf do this weird thing because mom died at the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a sister, probably mom. So first cousin most likely. Still gross, but eh.
Remember, okay, I'm giving a big hint here, but I might as well. If, for instance, Aus's father works for the IAU, which is pretty obvious,
Yeah.
and the IAU is responsible for destroying that village, it is logical to assume that Aust's father may have attempted during the raid that he would most likely have been part of to save some people, including some elf females, possibly. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This can go horribly wrong. No, Smack.
No, there are some real dark implications here.
Yeah, I don't want to enter into that. I am frightened by what I can stumble.
Wait, does that mean? Aw,
What?
Yes.
that means Mom is double dead. Fuck.
It's not your mother.
No, Lydia, no. It's far worse. Far worse.
Far, potentially far
Sister?
worse.
Oh shit.
We'll keep you in the blissful ignorance.
No, I need to know.
No, it's one of those things you don't want to know.
Well, you're going to have to let me know, because I want to know if we're lining up on the same page here.
I think everybody's on different pages,
Just
and I'm
say
still
it,
spinning the
David.
glossary.
I really
If you
think
don't
so.
want to speak it, just post it in the chat.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
that. I can tell you if it's true or not, like, if you want.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you guys to be confused of what the hell's going on. Because there's
Yeah,
a lot
don't
of
get the
timey-wimey
wrong
stuff going
idea
on.
here.
Yeah. Like I said, timey-wimey stuff gets a little complicated. So I'm trying to keep things very
does.
straight as much as I can. So yeah. Going back to Hivsam, though. So...
Hold on, he's posting.
Oh, okay.
I believe. I refuse to play any games anymore, Geth. Tell me once and for all, is there any purpose in fighting this? After all, everything happens yet again. You do not care really about any of us.
So he
Which
just
is
kind of
actually wise.
slumps his shoulders, and he's like, holds out his hand to you. Do you want to hold on to it, or no?
He wants to.
Okay. So he grabs onto your hand, and now Geth and Hivsam pop out of existence for a few seconds. And Hivsam, you now go into a bit of a trance as a bunch of wind rushes past your face, and in front of you pops out on top of a meadow with Geth, looking out onto a cottage with the sun shining and the blue skies and the trees swaying in the nice warm breeze. You hear the laughter of a child running through the meadow, being chased by a young, beautiful blonde woman. And you see the door to the cottage open, and out steps a significantly older man, elf man, who looks surprisingly like you, smiling at the child and the young woman dancing in the meadow. And from behind you, hands wrap around your waist, and an older woman kisses the old Hivsam on the cheek. And then the vision dissipates, and Geth returns you back to his throne.
I don't like this implication. The second
It is
one.
but a memory. Geth, and we all know that time does not go backwards. I mean, ever since then, there was not many nice things that really happened around. I might be pessimistic, regardless, but take it this way: they're all dead. Everything I ever made is destroyed. My friends are here, barely living. Their reality is shattered. There might be some purpose in living, but it is a half-life. I will comply with you for now, but one day I will ask this question again, probably. You may you may bring Ritter with me. He can help me with these preparations for the battle. But don't expect from me to really be willing to give my everything for the cause, because, well, at least I need to hold something to my.
He just kind of nods solemnly to that.
Oh, and one more thing. If you happen to see them, tell them I miss.
And he nods to that too.
Thank you. He moves back to the rest of the people.
Geth turns, looks up at his throne, sees Morgak sitting in it, snaps his fingers and points down to the ground.
Bad Morgak. Down.
Down.
Pouting.
Down.
Like trying to get a cat down from the counter, like, no, down.
I'm imagining Morgak crossing his arms.
Either he's gonna move
There's a
or
good
I am.
chance.
By the way, which Sam was the one that was talking?
Original.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's just gonna mutter, are you gonna actually come and sit down?
I mean, he could always take you off the throne.
He's not sitting here, so that's the only reason why he's sitting here. If he decides, hey, I want my spot back, then he'll move.
Well, that's what he did. He snapped his fingers and pointed down, off. It's just like, get over here. Down, off.
He takes his dear sweet time, but he does.
Yeah. And his head just kind of like looks at you as you slowly make your way back to the rest of the party, turns, and then he turns back up and sits up on his throne.
So today I wish I'd known sooner.
You get
No.
the strong impression that Geth is not a huge fan of Kronox. Mainly for this reason. Because he is messing a lot of shit up. And Geth is trying to undo all the stuff that Kronox has been doing.
So, I am going to save this in Thieves' Cant. That way so no one else can really understand it.
Feel free.
But, is it through blood or just association? You're making this very gray and really weird.
You're not entirely sure.
I recognize that last word. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's not too wrong.
Honestly, it probably would sound like, yeah, have you noticed how, like, the seagulls are blue? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it would
Funny
sound.
how that works. Weird.
The chipmunks eat rainbows.
So, you have any more questions for Geth, or are you guys good?
Yeah, actually, it's like, who was the woman that Oust saw?
When and where? What?
The one that, the underworld one, the one that double died.
That was his mom.
My mother.
Oh,
You.
No, she can't. Oh, this isn't Thieves' Cant. The only way they could be related is through the mother.
After all. Well,
Sam, I swear to God, if you don't type it out or post it in the fucking server chat, I don't know what you're gonna do. And it's not being clear to me because I'm either being really dumb or really ignorant.
I'm kind of both of those, but yeah, I'm
s-
trying to coherently speak now, but I'm unable. I'm sorry, okay?
it's weird.
Do it, you overreactive European man.
Say, hypothetically, that Store pops in from another timeline, and saves people at the IAU event at her village.
Yes.
Say that it's some relative of yours that he has relations with that results in oust.
Yes, and then
Now,
you have.
is it possibly one of your siblings? A cousin? Might even be an alternate version of Alwyn. Who knows?
Which turns wicked as much as it can be.
Time paradox.
Weird stuff. But
Mhm.
potential.
Yeah,
So
that's
it is a
odd.
bit nonsensical for Alwyn to be his mother because,
Yeah, she.
recognize
Yeah.
the
No,
looks.
that wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Because you would have been,
That's
as soon
why
as you
I'm
saw
asking
Owen, you would have been like, hey, you look like my mom when she was younger.
They're
Yeah,
like related to me.
that's why she's asking about her sister.
What are the notable facial features that are similar here?
Aside from pointy ears.
Yes.
Pointy nose?
No.
Alice doesn't have it.
A overabundance of self-worth?
I don't know what you're talking
For
about.
one of the
And
ousts.
outward loathing towards other races?
No, that's Griffson.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
right. I'm getting those mixed up. That's not all elves, that's just Hipsam. Okay.
And now Rifsam just has an outward loathing to existence, but whatever.
Yeah, there
I'm
you go.
wondering if asking about a sister did that. Probably. Knowing Smexy was probably it.
Maybe.
Something. Let's. We need to get going.
I have a question. Well, two,
What?
technically. Just waiting until you guys were done.
Feel free. Go ahead.
Geth, is my wife actually dead?
He decides to maybe show you what's going on, and he outstretches his hand and manifests a hourglass into it. And you see the name on the hourglass is your wife's. The sand, there isn't any.
Like none in the top, none in the bottom?
None in the top, none in the bottom. It is an empty hourglass.
Huh. What about my sons?
So he manifests another hourglass in his other hand, and that hourglass is going backwards.
It's going down.
It's going down to up.
Huh. I'm no timekeeper. That's not supposed to work like that, right?
Geth
He
shakes his
gets a
hand.
message. He gets a flashback from his teacher explaining him how the time gods hourglass work.
This is an hourglass. Slaps it onto the table. Sand, go down.
Bad.
Wait.
Sand go up. Weird.
If no sand at all, broken hourglass. Throw away. Slams it against the wall.
You need this in 17 years, 5 months, 3 hours.
In 2 seconds.
Geth
No, 1. Hourglass
closes
was wrong.
his hand over your son's hourglass and it dissipates. He then reveals another hourglass with a name that you don't recognize.
What's
And
the
that
name?
sand is going up as well.
Do any of us recognize the name?
Only Morgak recognizes the name.
Because it's in Orcish.
You want to message me it, or do you want to say it?
I'm going to message you it. And see if you remember.
Surprise. More Guts isn't dead.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I have to refer back to my notes a way back.
Way back.
Oh boy.
I have to refer to my notes from way, way back.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You folks have notes?
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
notes of all my stuff. I have to. I'm the DM.
I mean, yeah, I get you, Smix, but Morgak has no. I literally
Yeah,
have nothing.
dude, you should see my bio. It is a mess, but I have notes. I have a lot of notes.
I have some on paper.
I bet you anything I could actually pull it up now because I saved it to Google Drive. I've
have
got notes
everything in
from
my
since
head.
like 2-3 years ago. Actually, it would have been 2 years ago, I guess. Did I not? Hold on. Chapter 1. That's what I was looking for. Boop, boop, boop. Might have been in here.
I should start writing notes.
Oh no, this is all. I should actually do this one. Nope. There is a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let you know later.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
And,
knows it, but it's somewhere.
It's in the
Last-
void.
Last question. We got a wishing stone way back from a corrupt king, or a king that we found out was corrupt. Does that thing actually work?
He reaches out his hand.
Takes it.
He actually wants you to give him the rock this time.
I'm a ghost. I can't.
He doesn't even
I
have it
don't
with
have
him.
it, man.
He's just like, oh right, all right. So he takes your hand, and you flash to the throne room, and this is way back. The king is talking to one of his mages, and he tells him that if this plan doesn't work, at least this will keep them in check. Hopefully they use them sooner rather than later. And he gets these rocks from the mage, and then he just walks out of the throne room.
Ah, yes, they are final trump card being fucking broken. Wonderful.
Okay, maybe I'm misinterpreting. Can I insight check that? Because
Yeah. Whatever the king said doesn't sound the most positive, we'll say.
okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much he said, "What this will hold them off for a while. Hopefully they use them sooner rather than later."
Yeah. If you guys were to use them, this will keep them in check, basically. That's what he was saying.
That's referring to us.
Yeah, he's referring to you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, what you have in your hand is not going to help you.
A surprise, really. I actually expected it to work in our cause.
You guys have been so cautious to not use them until like a very like last moment. So yeah, the bet was to hopefully like put you guys in dire situations enough to use them, and then that would like set you back in some way or another.
We got close to using them.
Very close, yeah.
So what we do is we persuade someone else that their wishing stones, give it to them, it'll set them back.
We have a traps. We just need to spring them.
At least. So whatever's up with the rocks that we got for wishing, there's some.
I sent you the message as to who that was, by the way.
God, that was a long time ago.
Yep, that was a very long time ago. I would assume that your character would automatically remember that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't remember the name. I didn't write it down, but Morgan probably would have definitely remembered it.
Yeah. That's the thing. I have to refer. I was dumb enough not to write it down either, but I have the name. It's just I got to go back to my actual paper notes where they're around here somewhere to find it, or even just like refer back to the video that I did.
Yeah.
Should be.
You're saying that was session 1. Are you saying that's like the session 1?
The session 1. Like we're talking like
yeah. We're
the
looking way
beginning.
back.
Like when this was supposed to be a one-shot session.
Exactly.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a long time
Jesus
ago.
Yeah,
Christ.
Morgak's the only one that would remember because he was literally the only one there at the time.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Do not quote the old texts. I was there when they were written.
Yeah, I can use that.
Yep.
I was not. I joined at like the session 4, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there too.
Yeah. You darn youngins.
Remember when I said we're a product of our own fate? Remember when I also said everything comes full circle? Ta-da!
Fuck.
Please can't translation.
The world
Oh,
is
man,
small.
it's got me worried. And I can't think of any other question. I wouldn't be able to see where that guy is now.
Unfortunately, it looks like even that's outside his power to show you.
Okay. So the gods have, or at least in the context of story.
Sorry, you were cutting out. What'd you say?
So the gods have limits, at least in terms of story.
Yeah, isn't that convenient?
Oh, it's the most convenient. I do not blame you in the slightest.
I mean, think of it this way. If it was going to be that easy, then I might as well just, like, finish this up in, like, the next 3 sessions.
I mean,
But-
that's why I'm not, like,
The
so I'm not expecting much out of this.
yeah,
Aside from the most basic of it.
like, for Geth, like, you would think that the god of death, who has to deal with a guy who's dicking with life itself, Geth would have taken care of it for himself. Like, you would think he'd need to correct that immediately. Why hasn't he done that yet? Because he has no idea where the guy is, and Kronox keeps dicking with the time stream, so he's dealing with that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have another motivation to keep Moriak alive.
There you go.
I think that's everything.
Okay.
We know about the rocks. I got information about my family. And another thing.
Mm-hmm. That's not the only
I
thing I
got
gotta
too
send a
much
message to you.
Once I
but
wanted.
yeah.
Alright. Oh! Can I ask what the fuck is wrong with my original axe?
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That you don't know about, but the other Morgak does know about. That's the thing that I gotta
again?
send. Well, okay, you know how I said Paladin Morgak was shown something, sort of like off screen, we'll say. That's more or less what he learns, among something else that is also important to the plot. So I'll send you the information
Thanks
to
for
that.
reloading. I didn't hear much of that.
Oh.
Sorry.
I gotta send that information to you in chat as well, because that's what Paladin Morgak learned, on top of some other things.
Okay.
So I'll send that to
Got
you
it.
right away. But yeah, and you can choose. Well, you won't be able to share that with them because the Paladin knows and not the real Morgak.
Not good enough.
Yeah. But yeah, they'll be reunited eventually. That's my plan.
Yeah.
As soon as I can, anyway. So yeah, I think that's all the information Geth can
That sounds good.
give you guys. So I'm going to stop the session there. We can pick up afterwards. You guys are going to eventually be getting out of here like almost immediately. It's just I got to arrange that. But this is as far as I've gotten for the session here today. So just wrap it up
That's
here.
fair, man.
Yep.
It's pretty far, all things considered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus, I
It's a
wanted to
lot
get a
of fun.
bunch of like. There's a lot of information and exposition that I dumped on you guys. Because it's just like it's.
You know what I should ask? What would have happened to Nor, my axe, if it consumed all of the space rocks
Oh God.
and all of the time rocks too, and just make it the ultimate axe?
That'd be a little ridiculous. That might be a
Yeah.
little bit too much power for that thing to handle. But yeah. So
I could make it into the infinity gauntlet, except as an axe.
it's an axe gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Smexy?
Yeah.
Turn into a rope.
Has the recording.
Are we no longer live on Twitch?
If
Oh,
we were
there we
live.
go.
Are we live?
Yes. Oh, we're not live now. It's just a
Yeah.
recording.
Staying
It's
alive.
just a recording. Except most of.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. You're alive. Congratulations. All the while, we get to be ghosts.
I mean, honestly, being ghosts for a little while doesn't actually sound too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds convenient.
Yes.
You sound rather angry.
Oh!
Not as a character. I'm just out of character right now.
I'm just gonna say out of character, I was the only one of us that's sitting on a god's throne. I
Yeah.
can use that as bragging
Everybody's
rights
jealous.
everywhere.
Dude,
Go to the
honestly, at
next bar.
some
Hey,
point,
guess who sat on death's throne?
honestly,
Yeah.
Okay, so we're definitely gonna spread rumors about that for Morgak, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean rumors? It's true.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, but rumors are the things that spread, not the truth of the matter. It's gonna get exaggerated heavily. And it's even more ridiculous that it's true.
Yeah.
In the end, it will appear that you killed the god of death and sat on the throne made of his.
Question is, who was Geth before he was a god?
It was Morgak, and it just continues in a vicious cycle.
I was gonna say he was Crazy Pete from session 1.
Know that guy?
He died and ascended to deathdom, I guess you would call it. I don't know.
The first to ever die.
so,
That wasn't that invisible guy in the chair, was it?
No, Crazy Pete was the guy who lost his family that you had to go rescue from the necromancer, the young necromancer, drow necromancer.
Yeah.
Behold,
But
first
he,
son of
the reason
Jerry.
he was called Crazy Pete is because his son and wife were taken, so he made straw copies of it.
Oh.
And the funny
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is, the person who played the Kenku rogue decided to steal the son's stuffed doll version, and in combat it got its head cut off, and we all mourned. It was sad times.
so, Smexy,
Yes,
you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself because I am a master
Because it is
of
convoluted.
plots.
You should
He's
be,
right.
sire.
I
Yeah,
never would have
that,
expected that plot twist.
that was confusing the hell out of me.
It still is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What's
I was about to say,
what's unclear about it?
she doesn't understand who exactly the descendancy is from.
Yes,
It bothers her.
very
Wants to
much
know
so.
if it's like literally from her sibling. From...
Well, narrowing it down, how many aunts do you have? How many sisters do you have? in
How
the
many
village?
removed?
How many were moved?
Yes.
How many are... Oh.
Were
Are
saved,
from,
you mean?
like weddings and stuff like that. Because there is.
literally in your bloodline, as in sisters.
Oh, okay. Ants. At least 4 on father's side. On mom's side, all brothers.
Yeah, so you could be related to
So,
the ants.
cousins one time removed
Yeah,
is what it would be.
yeah, I guess.
That's the technical term.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have a word for it. Congratulations, people.
And
First
you
cousin, twice
elves, your
removed.
complicated family tree.
And the next part. Does the time thing still apply?
Hmm?
The time what?
Because of the other thing, that's why.
Tension builds up with music.
The
I know
time,
how to end it.
The time thing applies to what exactly? What other thing? Here, yeah, there you go.
I was enjoying that.
Yeah, it was good.
It was nice.
It was
Damn it,
intense.
Lydia.
It was intense.
No, Lydia, why?
Because I need something helpful, and I'm also needing to practice this.
If you need something helpful, I'll ruin your day and put Sweet Home Alabama on.
I got a better thing to ruin your sweet day.
What is it?
Ooh, do it.
Oh, God, no!
Tune it up.
Ah! Fine. If you're not gonna let me play it, I'll just sing it because I know the words.
No, that'll be even worse. Don't do this.
Baby shark doo 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 doo
No!
doo. Baby shark doo 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 doo. All right, I'm gonna turn off the recording at least for this, but yeah.
Okay.
I thought I
Good
was already
session.
on.